Hello everybody and welcome to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is Smooth Operative and you are watching Time Capsule. It's the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and showcase awesome speedruns of games that were released that year. Tonight we pay tribute to games released in 1997 for the Nintendo 64. That would be Bomberman 64 and later Star Fox 64. But before we begin, I'm going to cover a few announcements for everyone. First off, the One and Done-a-thon is coming up yet again August 13th and 14th, and it is the marathon where you can show off your favorite speedrun, and that's your only appearance in the One and Done-a-thon series. Submissions are open from now until tomorrow, July 20th, so just over a day left before submissions close. You can use the command !OADAT in chat to find out more information about submitting a run. Also, Frame Fatales will be having its next all-woman speedrunning event, Flame Fatales, from August 21st through the 27th. The marathon schedule is out now, and you can type !FF in chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more information on the schedule and how you can submit prizes for the event. But with all of that said, joining me right now is Lively Raccoon, who, as I understand it, is quite the authority on all things Bomberman 64. Hi, Lively, welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here. Why don't you give us a rundown of the plan?
Yeah, so today I will be showcasing Bomberman 64 100%. Probably the hardest category that this game has to offer. Gotta collect a lot of stuff. So kind of just to give a little bit of the premise before we get into it, 100% in Bomberman 64 is collecting all of the gold cards and all of the costumes. For gold cards, there will be 5 in each stage, and then costumes, there will be 2 costume pieces we need to collect, and some extra end game objectives. And one of them involves playing on hard difficulty, and that's why I'm going to be doing that. And I think without further ado, we should be good to get going. I'll give a countdown.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right. So, start of the run, we immediately reset the console after we start the file. There is a big cutscene that happens after file creation, so that just kind of skips that. At the start of this game, we have access to all 4 of the first starting areas. We choose to go to White Glacier. It gets some luck out of the way early on in the run, and White Glacier is just a bit of an annoying level. It is quite nice to get it out of the way first. Gonna see our first bomb jump here, and then right after that, we will see our first costume piece. One of the things that we need to collect, this little orb that has a question mark on it, that is a costume piece. A little bit about bomb jumps, since we just saw our first one. They look a little difficult, but once you kind of have the general muscle memory down, oh my goodness, okay, almost blew myself up, we're chilling. The general idea of bomb jumps is you put down a bomb, then you pick up a bomb and throw it against a wall onto Bomberman's head. That propels Bomberman back onto the bomb that he put down, which then launches him forwards onto the bomb that he threw on his head, and then he bounces on that, gaining some extra height, or in that case, gaining some kind of extra vertical, or rather horizontal distance to reach a ledge that we wouldn't be able to reach normally. So that was actually the luck that I was mentioning, that we try to get out of the way early. It did not go my way, unfortunately. When I knock down those snow troughs, there is a chance that I get a remote bomb upgrade, which would speed up this level, but unfortunately did not get it, so we're gonna be going without remote bombs. One thing remote bombs help to do, by the way, remote bombs make it so that your bombs explode when you hit the Z button rather than being on a timer. One thing they would help us to do is kill enemies quickly, and that kind of segues nicely into what are the gold cards that we have to collect in these levels. So for each of the non-boss levels, there are 5 gold cards. There are 5 gold cards in every stage, but for the non-boss levels specifically, we have 3 gold cards that are just kind of scattered throughout the level, and then we have 1 gold card for... Alright, this bunny is really giving me the business. I'll just kind of run on past them there. And then there is one gold card that we get in each stage for killing 30 enemies. That's why I've been kind of killing enemies as I go along. And then in each stage there is also a card for completing the level in under the target time. So each level has a target time that you need to complete the level faster than, and you get a gold card for it upon level completion. If you look at the top left, you'll see the in-game timer has gone red. That means I'm past the target time, so I'm not going to be getting that gold card on this first run through of the stage. I'll talk about that a bit later. Hopefully I can get this to go. It's a little harder without remote bombs, but there we go. Use our snowman friend to help us do a little jump over here to this gold card. Whoa, these enemies are not treating me well right now. Just kind of right where I landed. Fortunately, ran into him, but we're totally fine. Then here we're going to see a red bomb upgrade. That's what I'm going to pick up from this tree. Red bombs, oh no, that is unfortunate. I missed the red bomb upgrade. I will have to get that, so let me go back and try again. I'll explain that in a second. One other thing that's happening in this level is that there's wind. You may have been thinking, like, why is he waiting so much? I basically have to wait for the wind before I'm able to progress upwards. So at some times I need to just kind of wait it out so that the wind doesn't push me down to the bottom of the screen. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully it goes better this time. There we go, we got the red bomb upgrade. So I need that upgrade to be able to hit these enemies. And basically at this point, we are just going to farm enemy kills off of this house, which infinitely spawns these snowboard enemies until we get around 30 enemy kills. So right now we have 14. I'm just checking the pausing to check that count. So now we're at 16. We're kind of in it for the long haul here. Didn't get a ton of enemy kills before this point, so now we're at 20. Again, just racking up the enemy kills so that we can get to 30 and then get a gold card. Whoa. 24, a few have passed me by. This is where remote bombs would be very nice, but I did not get them, unfortunately, because I wouldn't have to kick these bombs into the enemies. I would just kind of have to kick them vaguely in the area of the enemy and then explode them. I believe I'm at 28. Let me just double check. Okay, I am. Oh, there we go. All right, 29. Then we'll go up here. Should be a red enemy lying in wait. There we go. That is 30 enemies, and we'll go into this cave and pick up a costume piece. Right there, I pumped up a bomb. When I hold a bomb in my hands and then mash A, it becomes bigger, and the explosion is very large and does more damage to enemies. Then after I collect that costume piece and some upgrades, I take a death warp up to the top of the slope. As I mentioned earlier, there is a strong wind on the screen that makes it so if I wanted to progress up the slope normally, I would have to wait for that wind a few times. So taking that death warp speeds it up a little bit. So a bit of a rough go at it, kind of the enemies being a bit evasive, but got there and completed the level with 4 out of the 5 gold cards and 2 out of 2 costume pieces. So now we're going back into the same stage, and as I mentioned earlier, the gold card that I didn't get was for completing the level in under the target time. So I'm just going to play through the stage again, beating it as quickly as possible, and then I will get that time card, which makes this category kind of fun because you're doing 100% and you've also kind of learned any % hard difficulty along the way, as a lot of stages are going to require this kind of gameplay loop where we do one run through of the stage where we collect a whole lot of stuff, and then another run through of the stage where we just beat it as quickly as possible. Again here, there is a very strong wind, actually made stronger by the fact that we're playing on hard difficulty. If we were playing on normal, we would be able to kind of counteract it a little bit. But the hard difficulty wind, if you don't have something behind you and you're at like the top of the slope, you will get blown all the way down to the bottom if you don't wait. So have to stay patient so that we don't lose a bunch of time, since the target time for this level is 100 seconds and we are going to complete it in around 80 seconds. So if we made big mistakes, we would end up missing that card and it would be pretty bad. But we didn't, and we're just going to go on towards the end of the level here, and we'll be on to our first mini boss. So mini bosses all have some cards that are the same between all of them. So there are 4 or 5 mini bosses that will have cards in common. So for Regulus, what we're going to do is we're going to hit him on the head with a big bomb, hit him with the explosion of a big bomb, kill him without throwing him off the edge, and get the time card. And then specific to Regulus, you get a gold card for interrupting his dash. So I interrupt his dash by hitting him on the head with a big bomb. That's 2 gold cards. Then I hit him with the explosion of a big bomb. That's 1 more gold card. And then the remaining gold cards are kill him without throwing him off the edge and the time card. So there we go. Got 5 out of 5 gold cards. The target time on the mini bosses is very not restrictive. It is 200 seconds here, and we completed that in about 25 seconds, so didn't really have to sweat it too much, and hopefully we won't have to sweat it for any of the future mini bosses. Getting into White Glacier 3, this stage also has a bit of an annoying gimmick. Much like White Glacier 1 had the wind, this stage has ice physics, again made stronger in the hard difficulty, which we are required to play on for 100%. So I am sliding around trying to control Bomberman and kick bombs at enemies that are moving around quite a lot, and trying to time the bombs so that they hit them as they're moving. Pretty good so far. These enemies are very important to this level. They're basically 3 enemy kills in 1. Oh my goodness, he's so evasive. Okay, there we go. And so we kill the main body, that's 1 enemy kill, and then it spawns 2 more little ones, and we get both of those for 2 more. And they really wanted to test the limits of the ice physics, so they made a very thin, winding path with a few changes of directions that's required to get a gold card. So I have to take this quite safe to make sure that I do not fall off the edge. I need all the lives that I can get. Now, one question I get sometimes on this is, why did I make the camera angle like that? The camera being under the ice is not a decision that I made. It just happens on this screen for whatever reason. Now, I'm going to kill 1 more split enemy. Alright, we'll leave the 1 little one behind, that's okay. Move on to this next screen. So on this screen, there are 3 things that I need to do, and usually all of them, if you do them the intended way, would require starting from the top of the screen. So I'm going to get that gold card on the left side and then take a death to get back up to the top. And then I'm going to go over here to the right, kill this split enemy, just trying to bolster my enemy count to get up towards 30 by the end of the stage. There we go. And then going to get this costume piece here. And then the last thing that we need to do is get up to this button. Normally you would need to start at the top of the screen and then build up your speed and ice momentum to get all the way up here, but we're going to do a bit of a glitch and build momentum off of our friend Sirius, who is just kind of standing there, and then use that to launch us up the slope and get to the button without having to either loop around the stage or take another death. So then, trying to kind of make our way towards the end of the level. Got another gold card that we need to get, and we're gonna kill another set of split enemies. Check my enemy count, and it is 25. Okay. 25 is not too bad. I'm gonna need an extra penguin or two, so let's kill this penguin. And then we'll move over here and hopefully get this gold card while also taking out the split enemy. There we go. And then I need one more enemy kill. Let's see how these penguins are behaving. All right, not too bad. Got a bomb into him, and that was the 30th enemy kill, so he drops a gold card. And now at this point we have our 4 out of 5 gold cards and 2 out of 2 costume pieces, so we can just get to the end of the level. So then, again, we're gonna go back into the level that we just played, trying to get the gold card for completing the level in under the target time. One note about the 30th enemy gold card that can be a little bit scary is that when you kill the 30th enemy, it drops the gold card. If for whatever reason you miss that card, it does not spawn again until 60 enemies, and then if you miss that one, it does not spawn again until 90 enemies. And then it won't spawn again because the enemy kill count is capped at 99. So missing that 30 enemy card is one of the worst mistakes that we could make, since it requires having to kill another 30 enemies or kind of do everything over again. And one other thing that can be very scary about the 30 enemies is that if you have 29 enemy kills and an enemy walks off the edge for the 30th enemy, it will spawn the gold card off the edge and you will not be able to grab it, because the enemy's defeated count is more like enemies that are killed or enemies that die while Bomberman is on the screen. So enemies falling off the edge counts towards that, and that can ruin your day. You need to be very cautious on the screen where you know that an enemy could potentially walk off the edge. So the time card of that level was pretty simple. Did a little cool penguin jump at the end, but other than that, just kind of walking through the level. So this is Mantis. Gold cards for this fight. We need to burn both of his claws, so I want it to keep doing what it just did, which was swinging with both claws. Now it's only swinging with the left. Oh, there we go. Very nice. So it takes 4 hits to burn, and we get a gold card for it. Need a couple more hits on this right one to burn it as well. That's another gold card. Now, oh, what's it doing? Oh no. This is not what you want, but hopefully can get it off the wall pretty quickly, maybe. There we go. So the Mantis going on the wall like that is quite unfortunate. It takes a bit of effort to get it to come off the wall, and I somehow didn't damage it. Usually what happens there is that you knock the Mantis on the ground like that, and then you hit it with another big bomb, and it does 2 damage, but somehow I missed that hurt box, and it just kind of got up without taking any more damage. Bit of a weird fight, but it worked out. The other gold cards that I didn't talk about just kind of happen naturally as you're killing the boss. So there's a gold card for exploding the mask that's on the face of the Mantis. That just kind of happens, you know, you're throwing big bombs up at the body of the Mantis, they just kind of hit the face and eventually blow up the mask. And then the other one is for the Mantis breaking the ice, and that happens when it gets down to 1 HP. there is much debate about what that boss is actually, if it is a mantis, or sometimes people call it a spider because there is a web at the bottom there. So, any entomologists want to let me know. I am open to ideas. But we are now on to Green Garden. Finally going to have remote bombs. This is so nice. It feels so much better now. So with remote bombs, my bombs only explode when I hit the Z button rather than exploding on a timer. So that makes killing enemies a whole lot easier and also allows us to do some nifty bomb jumps. This is a nifty bomb jump, but it doesn't really require needing remote bombs. You can do that without remote bombs. We'll see some other ones a little bit later in the stage that are a bit cooler and more involved. That bomb jump I did there is the same as the one that I did at the very start of the run, where you're putting down a bomb, hitting yourself with a bomb to send yourself back, and then that kind of sends you forwards and up. I just put down an extra bomb that gives me a little extra height. So then on this screen we're also getting red bombs. Red bombs again make it so my bombs do extra damage. So you might remember that these totems were taking me 2 bombs to kill before. Now they only take me 1. So getting that red bomb upgrade significantly speeds up our ability to kill enemies. So in any level that you want to be getting remote bombs plus red bombs, but some levels have remote bombs or red bombs out of the way, or they just don't have them at all. So that can make it a bit difficult. So now, here is one of the things that we need remote bombs for. Essentially, there's a box at the top of the screen that has a costume piece in it. So I'm just gonna build a little tower of bombs, blow it up. That costume piece is going to drop onto my head, and then can move on from there. Just walking back and forth on this screen to get some extra enemy kills, just as is convenient, kind of getting any enemy kills that you can while traversing the level, because you don't want to get towards the end of the level and then kind of be scrambling for enemy kills. It's a lot better to have more enemy kills than you need than have fewer enemy kills than you need, since spawning the 30 enemy card early isn't too bad, but struggling to get it to spawn would be quite bad. So going towards another gold card here. See a totem over here, so we're just gonna take him out and then move on back towards the start of the level where we have some business that we need to take care of. 23 enemy kills is pretty good. So we need to get up to this teleporter. This is another reason that we needed remote bombs. So just going to build a little bit of a staircase for ourselves and then bounce Bomberman up it. This is pretty similar actually to a setup that is shown in the credits of this game to get up to that teleporter. It's a little bit different, it's a little bit simpler than the one that they show. They kind of show a big staircase that you kind of drop off onto, whereas we usually stun ourselves to send ourselves back on top of a bomb that will then kind of propel us forwards on top of other bombs. I lost count, 27, all right. That is a good enemy kill for this part of the stage. As I've traversed through this level, I've just kind of been hitting these buttons. That's just how you get to the end of this stage. Hit all 4 of the buttons. That gets rid of that force field, which allows you to get to this crystal, which will be the end level trigger. But before we get there, we have another gold card that we have to get. So it's on this way, so we're just gonna kill any enemies that are in the way. very convenient end here, a totem kind of right on top of where the gold card spawns, so just kick one bomb and get 2 gold cards out of it. Quite nice. And now we can end the level, and once again we have 4 of the 5 gold cards, including the enemies defeated card and the 3 that are scattered throughout the level, and then both of the 2 costume pieces that are in the stage. And now we just need to get the gold card for completing the level in under the target time. So we're just going to do this level as quickly as possible. Pretty simple level here. Just gonna kind of run around, hit all the buttons that I hit before, but without doing all the stuff in the middle. A fun fact about this game, and this applies to all categories, not just this one. I do play on the English version of the game on N64. When I started running this game, which was in, I think, November of 2013, we actually thought that there was no difference between the Japanese and English versions of this game because there was no time saved because of the text. The text was identical in terms of the speed, but I was playing on the English version and I started noticing that I was losing time on the first split to people who were playing on the Japanese version, and it was discovered that the game starts up a little bit slower on the English version, so the kind of splash screens happen slower. So from like 2014 until I think probably like 2019, we thought that the Japanese version was the fastest version of the game. And then a few years ago, FootBig Mike, another runner of this game, discovered that the English version actually loads faster. So went from versions are both the same to Japanese is faster to now English is faster, and hopefully we've reached the verdict there. So now we have Sirius. Again, for every mini-boss, there are common cards, so hit him on the head with a big bomb for a card. Hit him... Oh. One moment. Oh. Hit him with the explosion of a big bomb for a gold card. Then get a gold card for killing him without throwing him off the edge. And another one for the time card. Alright, so getting into Green Garden 3, this is a pretty interesting level. It'll be the first one where I can actually get all the gold cards and costume pieces in one playthrough of the stage, thanks to a glitch. So hopefully I will be able to hit that. It is coming a bit later. It is frame perfect, but that makes it sound a little bit harder than it really is. Which I'll kind of get into as we get there. But first we need to take care of some stuff on this screen. Need to get remote bombs, which allows us to do the trick, and get a gold card that is on this screen. That was weird. It worked though. So get remote bombs there, kind of jump back across and come over here to get a gold card. Oh, okay, thank goodness. If that blue enemy lived through that, that would have been a little scary, since these blue enemies are extremely scary on the hard difficulty of this game, which we have to play on, because they spin very quickly and it's very difficult to kind of react to their movements. So we finished up what we need to do on that screen. We're gonna go back over here And now that the crystal has moved, we are able to do the trick in this room. Going to get some enemy kills first, and then hopefully I will be able to stop time. Go up here. Now, here we go. Oh, dang it. That stinks. So, what I was trying to do was trigger 2 cutscenes on the same frame. Unfortunately, the cutscene for blowing up that bridge triggered a little bit earlier than the cutscene for getting that crystal. So what would happen if we were able to trigger both cutscenes on the same frame is I would be able to do a glitch where I would stop the in-game timer, and that would mean that no matter how slow I did the rest of the level, I would have still gotten the gold card for completing the level in under the target time. Unfortunately, it was not able to do that here, so we are going to see 2 playthroughs of this stage instead of 1. And unfortunately, I kind of missed it in the way that makes it a little bit more annoying. So need to get up. Oh wait, that's the wrong setup. Get up over here. This bomb jump will work eventually. There we go. Get up here. And now need to do a little bit of setup. I need to get to this teleporter that's across this gap. Normally, we would do something after crossing the bridge, but the bridge isn't there anymore, so we have to do this. It's a bit of a scary trick, but we got it, so no issues there. Now one cool bomb trick that we had to do as part of that jump is getting a bomb to bounce on top of another bomb kind of from a standing position. Basically, we get to a very specific positioning within a bomb and then pick up another bomb, and that bomb kind of jumps out of Bomberman's hands and bounces on top of the other one, which allows us to, well, I don't want that, allows us to stun ourselves and do that bomb jump. So now we have 26 enemy kills. That's what I was pausing to check, getting into this screen. So we're just going to get this gold card here, kill any enemies along the way, and then we've got a couple more things that we need to collect on this screen. And then after we collect those, we will just finish the level. One more enemy kill here, and we will spawn the gold card. There we go. Now we just need to get on up. Whoa, that was scary. That blue enemy was kind of camped out right next to that elevator that we took up. Now the game is actually quite nice about this. If an enemy is too close to an elevator as you take it up there, then it just despawns so that you don't immediately get killed after taking the elevator up. So very nice of the game to protect me from almost certain death there. So now we're playing through this stage another time. Unfortunately, because we missed that glitch, we do lose about 2 minutes having to play through this stage again. But not a big deal, just gonna run through it. It's a pretty basic stage, just getting to this crystal, then the crystal moves, and then you get to the crystal again, and then it moves again, and eventually it stops moving, and you get to it, and it ends the level.
Lively, can I ask what it is that got you interested in speedrunning Bomberman 64 in the first place?
Yeah, I don't have a grand backstory. Kind of when I was starting speedrunning in 2013, after I'd done speedruns of my favorite game ever, which was Banjo-Tooie, and I didn't really like the speedrun of that game, so I just started thinking, well, I'll just kind of look at speedruns of any games that I own. So I was kind of going through Speed Demos archives, looking at the runs on there for games that I owned for the N64, and I owned this one. And as a kid, I really only played multiplayer for this game. When I played single player, I just ran around and didn't do anything. I didn't know what to do in this game. But when I looked at the speedrun on Speed Demos archive in 2013, it started out with a bomb jump, and I was thinking, that is so cool. I want to do that. And so here I am, 9 or so years later.
That's awesome.
Okay, I guess I have to say, I get to say the thing. I've never seen that enemy kill. That has never happened.
Always gotta be one moment like that.
Yeah. So that is quite a fun mistake. Or, I mean, I wouldn't call it a mistake. I'll just call it I don't even know how to put words into that. I have never seen that. Unfortunately, I have to redo the entire playthrough of the stage. We were inches from finishing the level, and that bird came in and ruined it all. So the second playthrough is going to be the same as the first one, although this time maybe I will be a little bit more cautious of the bird at the end, I guess. It's a bit of an unfortunate thing in this game. We are not able to collect any extra lives. It would be very nice if we were able to. You might see that there is a gem counter in the top right, and occasionally I will pick up gems. You might be thinking, what's the point of gems? They give you extra continues. Extra continues are next to useless. Basically, what happens normally when you game over is that you get kicked out of the stage, which you just saw, and you have to replay the stage. So when you run out of continues, instead of just getting kicked out of the stage and onto the level select, you get kicked out all the way to the main menu. And the only thing that changes is that you lose your upgrades. So right now I have the ability to put down like 6 or so bombs, and my explosions are pretty big. I would go back to 2 bombs and very small explosions if I went back to the title screen. No bird there, thank goodness. And the difference really would just be that I would have to spend maybe 20 seconds farming power-ups. So extra continues really not a factor. And hopefully it won't even come to pass, If I am at a point where I'm game overing all the way to the main menu, then we've got a whole lot of other problems on our hands, because that's like 6+ unintentional deaths, so hopefully that doesn't happen. On to Dragon now. The gold cards for Dragon are to burn his head, burn his tail, and then there is 1 gold card each for burning his wings. Each of those takes 2 big bombs to kill. Ooh, I got a swoop. Okay, this attack is pretty interesting. If I do everything right, I can hit every single body part of Dragon on 1 attack, which is very nice. So I hit both of the wings, the head, and the tail there, dealing damage to all of them. And now all that's left is that last wing. So now I have blown up everything, gotten all 4 gold cards. I just need to kill him. Alright, well, I liked the swoop the first time because it allowed me to hit all 4 body parts, but the swoop the second time is actually just the slowest attack when I'm looking to kill him. But can't always get what you want, I suppose. Hopefully he just gives a bite. Okay. Very easy to hit him on a bite, and we'll finish out the fight pretty quickly. Not too bad. Now we are moving on to Blue Resort, one of my favorite areas. I think that it's got one of the best tracks in the game on, a very good soundtrack, so it's saying a lot. And the gameplay is pretty fun. I quite like Blue Resort 1. Blue Resort 3 is one of the hardest stages in the run, but can be pretty fun to play. We'll kind of get into why as that happens, but for now, on Blue Resort 1, we just want to go to this right side. Again, the general gist of how these levels go is you do the first run through of the stage where you're kind of going through the level, routing out. Oh, you got me. All right. Those cannons shoot kind of where you are, and so if you make a loop back to where you were when they shoot, then you get hit, and I got hit there. A little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. Anyways, the general strategy of how you play these stages is kind of making a map through the level of going through, picking up all the gold cards and costume pieces, and then killing any enemies along the way. So kill these enemies and then start blowing up these cannons as vengeance, and also hopefully to spawn a gold card. So one of these 4 cannons will contain a gold card. Got the worst luck, but that's not a big deal. The last cannon should have it. There it is. Alright, and now I don't have to worry about dying to cannons again, and extra don't have to worry about dying to cannons because now I have a heart. I picked up a heart from that butterfly enemy, so now if I were to hit myself with my own bomb or an enemy hits me, then I will not die immediately. Bomb jump up here, and there's going to be a gold card in this house. And now we've kind of gotten everything we need on this screen. We're going to go up these stairs, make our way to some other gold cards that we have to get. Okay. These fish can be kind of elusive if they start running around, but they were pretty chilled there. Let's see if I can get one here. Oh, okay, not bad. Get a gold card here. Nice, got another fish from kicking a bomb into the water over there. And that was kind of all we needed on this screen in terms of collectibles. And so we're gonna go over here, hit this button. That's going to kind of raise this and drain the water from the next screen that we will be on. Get a couple enemy kills before we move forwards. I'm gonna check. I have 25 enemy kills. Again, when I'm pausing, I'm just checking my enemy counts. I got destroyed. That's okay, but I had a heart, so I did not die. I really didn't expect that blue guy to attack me for some reason. I definitely misread that situation, but I'll be able to get another heart relatively soon, so it's not a big deal. Blow up that house, which spawns a costume piece. Although it looks like a bunch of enemies are dying as they fall out of that house, it's not actually giving me any enemy kills. Just kind of playing the same noise as when an enemy dies. And then bomb jump over here. This is why we hit the button to drain the water that was in this area. Now we get red bombs. Another feature of red bombs is that they kind of blow up different environmental aspects of the levels that normal bombs wouldn't. So this wall right here, you would not be able to blow up with normal bombs, but with red bombs, you throw a bomb at it and it blows up that wall and allows us to just get in here, hit this button, which then lowers the bridge to the end of the level. Alright, gonna play it safe here. I see this blue enemy, and I do not want to get hit again. Okay. Finish the level out. Again, we have 4 out of the 5 gold cards and 2 out of the 2 costume pieces. Gonna go back and get the target time card. Pretty simple time card run. It is very quick. This is the part that I saw when I was first looking at an 80% run that inspired me to pick up this game. Is this level, just do 2 straight bomb jumps that get us up that ledge and then on to this button, lowers the bridge to the end of the stage, and then we're just gonna walk over to the left and finish the stage. I'm gonna kick bombs into this blue enemy maybe? Okay, he chilled out, we're good. Okay, cool. Now moving on to Artemis, our next mini-boss. As a reminder, there are gold cards that every mini-boss has, which is hitting them on the head with a big bomb, hitting them with the explosion of a big bomb, killing them without throwing them off the edge, and the time card. So that's 4 out of 5 gold cards, and then each mini-boss has their own, that mini-boss specific gold card. For Artemis, it's just going to be interrupting her attack where she sends out some fire spikes. So this fight can kind of go very well or extremely poorly. We're on a good track here, I think. Interrupted her attack and hit her on the head with a big bomb, then hit her with the explosion of that big bomb. Now we just need to kill her. 20-second fight, very, very good. Once the kind of start of that fight goes the way that you want it to, where you kind of trap Artemis in that spam of bombs, everything after that should go kind of the exact same way every time, as long as you kind of position yourself. So, pretty darn good fight. Artemis is the hardest boss, in my opinion, by far. If it goes off the rails to just kill, she moves very erratically compared to other mini-bosses that have a little bit more predictable movements, and so it can be hard to pin her down to get that kill once the kind of 20-second kill goes out the window. So, Blue Resort 3, one of the hardest stages, as I mentioned earlier. And the reason for that is primarily we don't have remote bombs for this whole level. Oh, I want that heart. I forgot. Okay. So when we're killing enemies, we're going to need to be pretty precise about the way that we're kicking bombs into them to make sure that they're not able to get away. Had a pretty good first screen there. Got a lot of enemy kills. So I don't know if I've mentioned this explicitly yet, but the enemies in this game, there are set spots where they can spawn, and the way that you can think about how enemy spawns work is kind of you get in a certain distance of the enemy, and the game decides whether or not it's going to spawn that enemy based on if there are how many things on the screen are there. So if there are too many enemies on the screen already, then a different enemy won't spawn in, since it's going to take up too much space and lag the game even more. This game lags enough even with those restrictions on enemies on the screen, because it is an N64 game, so to be expected. Now we're just rounding out our enemy kill count. Hit that button again, it drains the water. So it drains the water over here, which we needed for this gold card. Where's this fish? There we go, we got him. And then kick a bomb over here to get this costume piece. Check our enemy count, we have 23. Probably want about 26 or 27 before we go on to the next screen. So we'll get 26 here from this blue enemy, and now We just need to kill 4 enemies on this screen. Oop, there we go. And we will have 30, and we'll be able to finish the level. So that big bomb hits that enemy and lowers that bridge. The other big bomb I threw blows up the flower pot that contains that costume piece, and then get that costume piece, kill both of those enemies to get up to 30. So that red enemy spawns the 30 enemy card, collect that, and now we just do some bomb jumps and get to the exit of the stage. Alright, so then, need to get the gold card for completing the level in under the target time. So we are just going to enter the stage again and beat it as quickly as possible. Pretty simple, just going to do a few bomb jumps to get up these ledges and get right over to the exit. I don't feel confident in this setup. I'm gonna give it a second. There we go. And then do another triple bomb jump and get all the way up. So then, entering the fish fight. Fish has a few attacks and some gold cards that I'll explain kind of as we get them. The first thing I want to do in this fight is hit his tentacle that's in front of his face. I want to hit it with 3 big bombs. It has 4 HP, so I want to get it down to 1. So that's 2. And that's 3. Okay, perfect. And now he's gonna go down and do an attack. Okay, so he's gonna open his mouth, throw a bomb in for a gold card. Then we do the final damage to that tentacle, that blows it up. And so once that tentacle is blown up, he cannot do that attack anymore where he opens his mouth. This is one of the 2 attacks that he has left, which is the bubbles. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Now I need to hit this tail with 4 big bombs. Oh gosh, get me out of here. I hit it with 2, so that's a good start. Need a little bit more damage on it. Oh, that might have been a mistake, but I'll get back to that in a second. Oh no, I messed up. Just need to do 1 more damage to the tail. Didn't quite get it there. I blew up my big bomb a little too early so that I didn't hit it. So hopefully he does it again. Oh wow, so nice of Fish to do that. Oh, I could have done that a little bit faster, but that's fine. Wow, okay. Just live through these bubbles and everything's gonna be fine. So we burned the tail. So now he cannot do that bubble attack anymore. And we've got a gold card for burning the tail. Now there's only 1 attack that he has left, which is this cutter. And I get a gold card for cutting my raft down to 1 log. And because this, heavily restrains our movement, we don't want to do this until the very end of the fight, which is why it is very lucky that he did not do this attack until the very end. So very nice of Fish there to kind of give us, I would say, perfect luck. So very nice of him. This game can be a bit luck heavy, especially the shorter categories, because bosses like Fish exist, where if he did that cutter attack early, it would just kind of be 20 seconds of time lost instantly. Alright, into Red Mountain. This is where things are a little scary because we're going to kind of constantly be surrounded by lava, which will make it so we're kind of always at threat to lose a life, which would be quite bad. Although we have more than 0, so that's pretty good. One thing I did there a couple screens ago, or one screen ago, was I threw a big bomb on the edge of a ledge, and that kind of, you can think about it as extending the ledge outwards so that when we walk forwards with Bomberman, we land on that big bomb and bounce across, whereas normally we would just kind of drop into the lava. The level here kind of started with us making a beeline for red bombs. Red bombs are necessary because they blow up the metal grates that protect those caves. And in this level there are 3 of those caves, and each of them contain either a gold card or a costume piece. So we need to get to those as soon as possible. Here I'm lining myself up to get on the edge of this slope, and that makes it so that those fireballs that are coming up cannot hit me. As long as I am towards the edge, I will not get hit. And then do a little cool jump there. There's nothing in the rest of the run that looks anything like that jump up onto that ledge. I don't entirely understand why it works, but it is pretty cool looking, where Bomberman kind of just jumps up when the bomb catches the ledge. So, got a gold card in this cave, and now we're going to move on to one more cave. One thing you'll notice about these caves is they contain those red enemies, and those red enemies are really nice because they are effectively 3 enemy kills in one, because they have a main body that we kill for 1 enemy kill, and then they spawn 2 little other ones, and we kill both of those for 2 more enemy kills. And that can make it so we get our enemy kill count up quite quickly. So we got to 30 there, picked up the 30 enemy gold card, and now we're exiting and gonna kind of make our way towards the end of the level. There will be a gold card in our way, and we'll collect that and then be able to finish the level. I wasn't sure. These fireballs kind of come up at different timings on these slopes, so I was playing it safe just to make sure that I wasn't going to get hit by that fireball. I would really like to keep my heart. This part of the stage is very scary. I think we're good. We got 2 of these walkways simultaneously, and we need to get on the edge of one to get to the edge of the next one. Again, being on the edge of those just makes it so that we definitely do not get hit by the fireballs. And getting hit by the fireballs would be not catastrophic, but would not be good. Again, I really would like to keep the heart that I have, and there is not really another place to get a heart between now and I think Black Fortress 3 would be the next place where I could get a heart, which is quite a ways away. So now we have, again, 4 out of the 5 gold cards, both of the costume pieces. We're going back in for that target time gold card. So just, whoop, there we go. Just beating the level as quickly as possible, kind of taking a similar route to the start of the first run through of the level, but then we're just gonna run to the next screen, which is where those levers are that we lower with bombs, and then are able to finish the level. Alright, so with that level down, we will be moving on to Orion, who is the mini-boss for Red Mountain. Again, has those same mini-boss gold cards, so hit them on the head with a big bomb, explosion of a big bomb, kill them without throwing them off the edge, and the time card. And then the one that is specific to Orion is getting hit by his green attack, which you should see in a second here. I'm not going to get hit by it, but you will see the attack. There it is. So hit him on the head with a big bomb, hit him with the explosion of a big bomb for another card. And I want to bait it out. There we go. I get hit by that green attack for another gold card. That green attack knocks you out, and then Orion kind of runs towards you and tries to pick you up and throw you off. So one thing that I do when I get that green attack is kind of put down a bomb between me and Orion so that he isn't able to get to me to throw me off the edge. Now, if you're watching really closely, something that happened there was a bomb blew up right in Orion's face and he didn't take damage from it. And that is due to a kind of mechanic that applies to Bomberman and all the mini-bosses, which is when they get up from stun, so when a bomb is kicked into them or something like that, they have a brief period of invulnerability. So what happened there is I kicked a bomb at a bad timing at Orion. It knocked Orion out, and then he woke up from the stun, which gave him a little bit of invulnerability as the bomb went off, and so he just kind of invulned through the explosion, not taking damage. So at the start of this level, we've picked up remote bombs and then kind of traversed through the early parts of this level. Had a little bit of a scare with that minecart enemy where he almost didn't die to my big bomb, but was able to get him. On this section, we just need to hit all of these buttons, and then we will activate another button over here, which then, when we hit that button, it will lower these spikes, spawn a gold card, set up a bomb so we gap jump back across, and now done everything that we need on this screen. Now moving on to this screen where there is a costume piece in a barrel that's kind of up here. So gonna need to, there we go, blow up the barrel and make sure that I'm kind of towards the edge so that when the costume piece drops from the barrel, it just drops right on Bomberman's head and we are able to easily collect it. So now we're making our way towards another one of those caves that I mentioned earlier that have those red enemies that are kind of 3 enemy kills in one. And also there is another costume piece inside there. So we got red bombs so that we were able to blow up the metal grate and enter the cave. And now we go in here. I need to make sure to blow up that pillar since it has the costume piece. Now just going to farm some enemy kills before we move forwards. Stay at the bottom and then come back up and some more should spawn. Now we have 23 enemy kills. That is the amount that I want before I move on. So now we're gonna make our way towards kind of where the end of the level is, as well as some of the remaining gold cards. This stage is one of the easier ones to have a consistent enemy route through. For a lot of other stages, it can be a little bit difficult to have like enemy spawns down to a science because there is kind of some variability there. But because you get most of your enemy kills in this level through either consistent spawns like these minecart enemies or those red enemies that are in the cave that are essentially 3 enemy kills in one, you can very easily rack up the enemy kill count on a pretty constrained route. So we have 29 enemy kills. Take it a little bit safe here because I was worried I was going to get smushed if I walked forward too soon. Now, where is the next enemy? Let's see. Let's do this. Okay. Kill that enemy for the 30th enemy, and then blow up these pillars, which then drops down this track and allows us to get to the end of the stage now that we have all the gold cards and costume pieces that we needed. a note about the kind of costume pieces that we've been picking up that I haven't really mentioned is what the costume pieces are they kind of correspond to a piece of a costume, go figure, that you can put on for the multiplayer mode in this game. You cannot put costumes on for single player, unfortunately, but each kind of costume piece corresponds to like a head piece or an arm or a body piece of a costume, and once you have all of them, then you can make your Bomberman look cool for multiplayer as long as you have a controller pack, since that's also necessary. This time card run is pretty scary here at the end. Oh my gosh, actually it is not a worry at all. We got very lucky. Sometimes 2 blue enemies can spawn, which, as I've noted before, are very vicious. They can spawn very close to where I was there, but we got no blue enemy spawns, so didn't have to worry about it at all. Pretty darn cool. So now moving on to Hades. This is the big boss for Red Mountain. You can see Orion, our old pal from the second stage, is actually piloting Hades. For the gold cards for this one, we get 1 each for blowing up his hands, so I'm starting the fight by doing some damage to his hands. One of the other gold cards is for blowing up his hat. There we go, we just got it there. That was a very nice pattern, starting out with a spin so that I could take out that hat. So now I'm just going to do some damage to these hands. Ooh, maybe blew that one up a little early because I think this one still has a few more hits on it, but that's okay. So then another gold card that we have is, well, can I get it? Oh, I missed it. Well, whoa, that was unfortunate. I missed it and I damaged myself. Okay, that is fine. At this point in the fight, we just need to blow up this hand. So we're gonna do some damage there. And now he goes under the lava, stun him. There we go. Throw a bomb in that compartment, and that's the last gold card that we need. And now we can kill him, and we have all 5 gold cards. A little unfortunate there that we lost our heart on that stage. It's going to make things a little bit more scary as we go through the rest of this until Black Fortress 3, but hopefully I just don't take damage, and now then we don't have to really worry about it at all. So heading into Black Fortress. Black Fortress 1 is one of the rare levels where we can get all of the costume pieces and gold cards in one playthrough of the stage, and we do not need to do any glitches to do that. So hopefully this one goes well. There is only a little bit of time to spare, so if I make any big mistakes, then I will not be able to complete that one cycle. But one thing that makes that one cycle possible, where we can get all the gold cards and costume pieces in one playthrough, is this stage is the exception to the rule with costume pieces. So most stages have 2. This stage only has 1, and it makes it so that Black Fortress 3, which is the stage 2 from now, has 3 instead of 2. I think they did that because Black Fortress 3 is a massive level, and Black Fortress 1, this one is a pretty small level. But very thankful that that is the case, so that we are able to one cycle the level, hopefully. Okay, that is a scary part of the level. I need to wiggle out of the stun so that the bus doesn't hit me. Every time I am doing a bomb jump, I'm wiggling the control stick to make Bomberman wake up sooner rather than later. Alright, so here is where we get all our enemy kills. If you have noticed, we haven't really killed any enemies up to this point, and that's because there's a mini boss here that we're going to get all the enemy kills on. So set up a bomb. One thing I got was red bombs, remote bombs, and then 2 extra firepower upgrades, which you can do with red bombs to make your bombs a little bit bigger in explosion radius. So now my bombs are quite large and they can hit all 3 components of this mini boss. And hitting all 3 at the same time is quite nice because we can just kind of stand here at the back, kick bombs at it, and not have to worry about what it's doing because it's not really going to be able to attack us at all since it's constantly being damaged and we're so far away. Now, one thing you might have already noticed is that the middle component of this mini boss is just constantly spawning these blue enemies, and we are going to take advantage of that. And at the end of the fight, we're just leaving the middle component, getting rid of the left and right, and farming enemy kills. And so we're going to be able to get 30 just off of this section. And as long as it goes off without a hitch, we'll be able to get that gold card, which will be our last gold card, as well as the time card. So that's 25, 26, let me just make sure, okay, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Oh, please. I don't think I got it. Oh no. Did I miss it? I think I messed it up. I sure did. That's so unfortunate. Oh my gosh. I accidentally hit the camera button to rotate my camera and I just missed the enemy card there. So we only got 4 out of the 5. Oof, well,
Can we remedy it?
We sure can. It's going to take a bit of time, but we can indeed remedy it.
Well, we do have time.
This is why I raised the estimate from an hour 35 to an hour 40. All right, so I'm just going to kind of do almost the same thing that I did before to get towards the end of the level, and then from there we're basically gonna do the exact same thing, but I'm just gonna not turn the camera for no reason, and we'll get the enemy card this time. Don't actually know where the cycle is. Okay, there we go. Get on up here. And we'll get right on back to it. You know, these things happen. This is why 100% is one of the harder categories, if not the hardest, in Bomberman 64, is because you make one little mistake, like hitting the C right button for no reason, and you lose a couple minutes. But we persist onwards regardless. Everything is totally fine. And this time I will learn from that mistake and not do it again. All right, so again, starting with that red bomb, gonna hit that first bomb only hits the left and right components. That's how at the end of the fight we're just left with the middle, is we start by only damaging the left and right, and then everything else kind of hits all 3. Okay, just keeping it simple. This part can actually, it's the part that I am more fearful of than the part that I messed up, because sometimes those blue enemies can kind of get away from your bombs and start charging at you, and that can be quite scary. So, just doing the same thing as last time. Farming enemy kills off of this mini boss. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and you'll notice that that time the camera stayed straight behind Bomberman. That's because I didn't hit the C right button, and during that cutscene, the gold card goes right into Bomberman. We're able to collect it and get to the end of the stage. All right. Recovered. Everything's fine.
Nice recovery.
Thank you, thank you. So now, the part of the run where I really wanted a heart, but unfortunately do not have one, is Harvester. This is, I would say, the hardest boss in the game. He has a lot of attacks that are quite annoying. So his gold cards are blowing up his left arm, which has 6 HP, his right arm, which also has 6 HP, and then his face plate, which has 10 HP. And then there's one additional gold card for blowing up the orb, which is something that he'll hopefully send out soon enough. Let's see. Alright, he's not giving me the orb, and I'm dead. That is unfortunate, but that's how it goes on Harvester. He sends out those missiles, which you kind of have to make occupy your attention because they're locking onto you. And then he has other attacks like those drones that are creating hitboxes on the screen that you have to avoid as well. And it's just so many things happening, and it's very hard to avoid them all. Still not giving me the orb. It's kind of the only attack that I need him to do for a gold card, so hopefully... There it is. Okay. So the orb slows down the game while it's out, so we just want to take it out as soon as possible, get a gold card from that. And now we just need to blow up the left arm, which we just did, the right arm, and the faceplate. There goes the right arm and the faceplate. Uh-oh, that's really early for all of that. It's a little scary, actually. So you might have remembered when he did missiles earlier, there were 4 of them, and they weren't very fast. When I blow up all of his components, when he does missiles, there are 6 instead, and they are extremely fast and very scary. So that's why I was kind of hugging the wall at the end of the fight, just to not die to those missiles. You know, all things considered, only dying once on Harvester isn't so bad. It is one of the scariest parts of the run. And, you know, I'm going to take an intentional game over here. Now, the reason being is the single worst mistake that I would say that you can make in this run would be game overing at the end of this level, because it is extremely long. And so if I do that, if I died at the end of this level with 0 lives, that would be a game over, and I would lose probably 6 or 7 minutes. This stage is extremely long, and do not want to have that time loss happen. So just take a game over, refresh our lives so we don't have to worry about it happening and losing a whole bunch of time. But yeah, this is Black Fortress 3. As I mentioned, it is a massive level. It is by far the biggest stage in the run. So we're just gonna have to traverse through the labyrinth that is this level, collecting all the gold cards and costume pieces and picking up enemy kills along the way. So this big bomb here, oh, that was a little unfortunate. I wanted to kill like all 3 of those enemies. There we go. It took 2, but we got them. That's totally fine. So kill those enemies, and then I'm gonna hit this switch, which is gonna activate this elevator here, do a bomb jump up towards that, kill this purple guy since he's in the way, and go on to the elevator. And now we're gonna get to the part of the stage that is the most maze-like, that has a bunch of sections that look very similar, making it a very easy place to get lost casually, but hopefully I know my way through this stage, so should not be getting lost, and we'll get towards where some gold cards and costume pieces are, getting some enemy kills along the way. So there's only one enemy that you see on the screen here, but hopefully, yeah. I throw that big bomb and walk upwards, and it actually spawns an additional enemy, and so I get 2 enemy kills there rather than just the one on the purple enemy. Oh, it's a little unfortunate. I wanted that enemy kill, but as I mentioned earlier, when you go up an elevator, if an enemy is too close, the game is just going to despawn them to protect you from getting immediately hit or stunned. Now, in that instance, I probably wasn't actually in any danger, and as a result, just kind of lost an enemy kill that I would normally get. But that's okay. Get this gold card here, and then we're gonna bomb jump back up. All these bomb jumps, you know, we have visual cues for kind of the spacing, and a thing about this level, or this game in general, is that it's kind of laid out in tiles. If you think about a tile being like the width of a tile being the diameter of Bomberman's shadow, then bomb jumps, you just need to be kind of 3 tiles away from the wall that you're bomb jumping up, and then you will get it every time. And often there are things that you can kind of run up against in the level that will put you at that spacing, or there will be something that you can kind of align Bomberman's shadow with, and that will give you the perfect spacing to do some of those bomb jumps. So they end up being kind of mostly just knowing the setup and having the muscle memory, rather than being something that is super tricky once you kind of get all that down. So we've gotten everything we need from this section, just going to make our way back down, killing enemies along the way, and then gonna drop back down, hit this button again. That'll activate an elevator, a different elevator, or well, it activates the same elevator, but in addition, it activates this elevator over here. Get on that, and we can start making our way towards a little bit towards the end of the level, and also where some other costume pieces and gold cards are. So I paused there a little bit earlier, checked my enemy count. We had 25, so now it's at 26, 27. Now we're gonna hit this switch, which is gonna activate a bridge to our left, and then bomb jump up. Go on over here, get this gold card, bomb jump back up again, get this costume piece that's in this box, one of the most easy to forget costume pieces in the run, but luckily remembered that time. And now we are at 29 enemy kills. I'm actually going to skip this enemy because I think I can do it a little bit more efficiently than killing that enemy by killing this one, which is right in the way. So that bridge that I just walked across was the one that got activated when I hit that 4 switch over there. And then right as I bomb jumped up, I hit the 3 switch, and that 3 switch activated this bridge, which allows us to get over here and collect this costume piece. And now we have everything we need. 4 out of the 5 gold cards, 2 out of 2 costume pieces, and we can just progress to the end of the level. That wall is blown up just by a simple red bomb. Later we'll have to pump up a bomb in order to blow it up. And just kind of get to the end of the level here. And you can see how massive this level is. The in-game timer, which isn't running during any of the loading screens or the transitions, has 300 seconds. So you can imagine if you game overed at the end of a 300-second level, not even including the kind of transitions, it would lose quite a bit of time. So thankfully, didn't have any deaths. That went relatively well, and now we are back into the level to get the target time card. target time card, it can be a little bit difficult, but it's pretty straightforward. This bomb jump, I actually just didn't move horizontally from the start of the screen, and it puts me at the perfect bomb jump spacing, so I didn't have to set that up at all. This next screen is kind of the only scary part of this time card run, since these enemies can kind of get in the way. Oh my goodness, okay. Those enemies were in a bit of a spooky position, but we're all good. So I'm seeing people discuss that there are other Bomberman games on the N64, and so fun fact about that is that there are 4 Bomberman games that are on the N64. One of them a lot of people don't know about because it's Japanese exclusive, so there is Bomberman 64, Bomberman 64 The Second Attack, and Bomberman Hero, which are all released in the US as well as Japan. And then there is also a game called Bomberman 64 that is Japan exclusive, because in Japan I believe this game is called Baku Bomberman. So a little bit of confusion with the titles. There are kind of 2 games titled Bomberman 64 that are different games, but you know. Alright, so getting into Altair on an any % run of this game, or a run where you don't collect all the gold cards, this would be the final boss. But for us, it is not the final boss, because we have one more area to go after this. So Altair has 2 phases. This first phase has a quick kill that we're going to do. There is only 1 gold card for this first phase, which is a time card. So we just kill that first phase as soon as possible. Little preview into how the any % runs of the mini bosses look. They look a lot like that, where you are able to knock them off the edge in 5 seconds. Then the second phase of the fight has all the normal mini-boss cards. So I'm going to start the fight trying to hit him with the explosion of a big bomb. Nice, and then I want to hit him on the head with a big bomb. I need to wait until he shoots a beam at me. There it is. Oh, he teleported away still. I can't believe he still had time. Wait through the teleports. Alright, he's going to dance at the top of the screen for a while, but he will come down and do that beam again. There we go, we got him that time. Now, all we need to do is kill him without throwing him off the edge, and we'll get the last gold card other than the time card, which we will also get. Just need to kick bombs at him. Altair Phase 2 has a really long stun time when you kick bombs into him to compensate for the fact that he teleports away. Whenever you try to like throw a bomb at Altair, he will just teleport away, which is why when I was hitting him on the head with a big bomb, I needed to wait until he did that beam to do it. So let's see, did I get all the gold cards? I did. That's good. It's pretty easy to do that, but it's more, I would say it's more likely that I missed a costume piece than a gold card, and this only triggers when you get all the gold cards. So hopefully I have all the costume pieces up to this point. So here, Sirius is revealed to be the bad guy. He absolutely obliterates Altair. We will never be seeing him again, and he flies on away to Rainbow Palace. So Rainbow Palace is the secret area that is only unlocked when you collect all 100 gold cards in the first 5 areas. Rainbow Palace 1 one of the hardest stages in the game and one of my favorite to execute, hopefully able to have it go well here. First thing that we need is a remote bomb upgrade. These pillars have a chance to spawn remote bombs. Oh nice, both of them did it. That is very lucky and very kind of the game to spawn me that. I like that a lot. So now that we have remote bombs, our bombs only explode when we hit the Z button, which makes killing these enemies a lot easier, and it will let us do some cool bomb tricks to get some other collectibles in this stage. Oh, okay, there we go. Gonna jump over here, get this gold card, and then jump right back. That spacing was a little weird, but it worked. Gonna kill this enemy, and then I'm gonna walk backwards, and it should hopefully spawn another one of those enemies. It didn't. Alright, well, sometimes that happens. That might have been the later spawn of the green enemy. Not entirely sure, but not a big deal. Just one fewer enemy kills than we might have had otherwise. I'm gonna start out just kind of killing some enemies. I'm going to walk over here, kill this green enemy, walk back, and then that will respawn it so I can kill it an additional time. And then killing the rest of these enemies over here and blowing up some parts of that part of the screen that I need to be off the screen. Oh, there we go. Now I'm gonna drop down into those stairs. That puts me in the perfect spacing for this bomb jump. Then I'm able to walk over here. Gonna do a nice little setup that will let me do a jump over to where this next gold card is, and then also allow me to jump right back. So get the gold card, and now we're gonna jump on back. And now gonna do the same thing I did earlier, kill this green enemy, walk over back here, and then walk back, get him to spawn again. There aren't a lot of opportunities to kill enemies on this stage, so to get to 30, we do need to kind of mess around with respawning enemies like that sometimes. Alright, so here's where the cool part of the stage happens, where I do the trick that I did a little earlier, where we're able to set up a bomb jump without a wall by getting to a very specific position inside of a bomb, and then picking up a bomb, and it kind of ejects out of Bomberman's hands and bounces on top of the other bomb, allowing us to do these bomb jumps across these big gaps. This one's a little tricky because I don't have a lot of space. Alright, that went quite well. Really nice. Now, I wanted to keep this pillar here. It lets me set up this bomb jump spacing to get on up here. And now kill a couple more enemies. And then get this cloud enemy over here, hopefully. There we go. Check my enemy count, 25, okay. And then hit this button. That'll allow us to get to the exit. And once we've done that, maybe get another enemy. Yeah, nice. And then go down here, get another enemy kill here. We're at 27. Then kind of walk downwards so that the enemies have space to spawn. 28, 29, and one more. 30. Now we just need to do a little jump on over to the exit. And that was a really solid Rainbow Palace 1. That went quite well.
You make it look so easy. I bet it's difficult.
You know, it takes a good amount of practice, but kind of once you got the visual cues down, those end up being a little bit, I would say, less difficult than they look most of the time. Oh, that was unfortunate. Let's see. Just need to beat this stage as quickly as possible. I basically just need to hit this button and then get to the exit. All right, there we go. I fell down a little bit there, but that is totally fine. Now do a couple of gap jumps here, and then do the same thing that I did to finish the level before, to finish the level in 33 seconds to get the target time card. Alright, so now Spellmaker. This is another boss that is quite annoying to deal with, but hopefully it'll go well. At the start of the fight, I'm just going to wait for a certain attack. He has an attack where he sends out a hand, and I get a gold card for putting a bomb in that hand. And I'm just going to start by waiting for that attack. He only has 3 attacks at the start of the fight. Oh, really nice luck. He only has 3 attacks at the start of the fight, and he gains more as he gets damaged, so that's why usually I would have to wait for that hand, but we got a first try, which is really nice. Now I need to blow up his head and his cape. This is the most difficult and finicky part of the fight. Basically what I'm trying to do is hit him with a big bomb like that so he goes under, and then kind of set up a big bomb so that when it goes off he moves into the explosion just like that. So that big bomb hit his head and his cape, giving us both of those gold cards. And now, from here, I just need to kill the boss and we will be good. Now, if you're keeping very close track, you might have noticed that I explained 3 gold cards and I just have another one. So at the start of the fight, you just get one of the gold cards for free, and Spellmaker has another attack where he spawns some upgrades, and if you pick up any of those upgrades, then... oh, here it is. If I picked up any of these upgrades, then I would lose that gold card that I gained. Alright, he's dead. Sometimes he doesn't attack after he dies. Okay, he didn't. Not bad. The hardest part of that fight is just getting him to move into your big bomb explosion so that you're easily able to blow up his head and his cape, which only took us a couple tries, so that was quite nice. Alright, so now we're into Rainbow Palace 3. This, I swear this time it's actually going to happen, is going to be one of the stages where we can get all the gold cards and costume pieces in one playthrough of the stage. And this one, we have a decent amount of leeway. There is no glitch involved unless you count bomb jumps as glitches. And we're just gonna kind of traverse through the level and get enemy kills very quickly. So we took care of everything we need to do outside, where we got that gold card, costume piece, and remote bombs. And so now the rest of this level is just going to take place in this room here, which is kind of a big hallway. Alright, I want some luck to go my way. So these enemies that take forever to kill can spawn a red bomb upgrade. Didn't get it there, that's unfortunate, but that's okay. Everything's fine. And that red bomb upgrade, again, would make it so that my bombs deal double damage, which would speed up the level significantly if I was able to get it early. There we go. Okay, cool. Perfect. So now these enemies die in 1 hit instead of 2. The earlier you get it, the faster the level goes, since you're effectively cutting down the amount of bombs that you have to kick in half. So the stage is kind of going to go, basically, we go up the screen, killing any enemies that have spawned, and then kind of make our way back, again killing other enemies that have respawned. And once we're kind of out of enemy spawns, then we hit one of the buttons, and that will respawn the enemies again. I'll walk back here to spawn more enemies. And then, oh wait, did I hit this one? Okay, thank goodness. I did not hit this one. Hit this button. I hope the spacing works. Can't you just squish those guys with a bit pump bomb? So you cannot, for those enemies. So this is a weird thing about enemies, is some of them you are able to squish, But these enemies, if you were to throw a pumped bomb on their head, they would just get stunned. So, unfortunately, not able to kill them very quickly. Would be quite nice if we were able to. Oh, messed up. That's okay. Just redo the bomb jump and space it a little bit better this time. There we go. That should work. Respawn some more enemies. Walk up the screen. Oh, kill this guy. Now, walk back and walk up so that we have some more enemy spawns. Kill these guys. Walk to the very bottom of the screen. Gonna check my enemies. 26. Oh, didn't get those spawns. 27, 28, 29. And now, you know what? Sure. I will just get these enemies and get 30 here. Hit the last button. All right. As long as I didn't mess it up and miss a costume piece somehow, we finally one-cycled the level. Nothing went wrong that time. That's great. So now we can move on to the final boss. So this is Sirius. First phase of Sirius, much like Altair, just has a time card. So we are going to kill him as quickly as possible. Sometimes we can get like a 3-second quick kill, but that time he just kind of flew off right away. We have another strategy for this. Gonna wait. Okay, he's going to the right. So we pause just to see which direction Sirius is going, and then just take him out with that big bomb. So then, second phase of Sirius just has the normal mini boss gold cards. I'm going to walk up left, and he should laser down left. There we go. And now we're going to use this to hit him with the explosion of a big bomb. He's going to walk up here, going to hit him on the head with a big bomb. All right, no, we're not, but we're going to try exactly the same thing to hit him on the head with a big bomb for another gold card. Regulus, go away. So the other gold card on this fight is for Regulus to live. Regulus is our friend down there, who sometimes it's questionable to call him a friend with how he kicks bombs at me. And he isn't very smart. I like what he's doing right now, though. Walking back and forth, that's a great strategy. A lot of the time with that laser, he just walks into it. And we're almost to the end, and that's it. That's time.
Wow, GG.
Thank you, thank you.
Lively, thank you so much for running this game for us. It really looked challenging, and I think a lot of people saw some levels and things in the game that they have never seen before.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, glad I got the chance to show it off, and you know, it didn't exactly go off without a hitch, but it went totally fine. We hopefully, I guess I should verify that we actually got all the costumes. So let me see.
Gotta make sure.
So we'll skip the credits here. Unfortunately, the credits are like 15 minutes long, so I don't think we have time to watch all of that. So I'm just gonna reset the console, and we're gonna take a look. All right, so we did have all 120 gold cards. Looking at costumes, and we have them all. We did it. It is a 100% run. Thank goodness.
Nice.
Just equip some costumes as a celebration there. Cool.
Oh, that is a look. Lively, do you have any shout outs or advice you might want to give to anyone interested in running this game?
Yeah, have tutorials, and so this game I would say is very easy to get into for the any percent category. There are tutorials for it and a very welcoming community. So if this run seemed cool at all, I really do recommend trying to pick this run up. Any percent specifically, you can learn and start getting into runs in a matter of a few hours. So, you know, look at the speedrun.com page and kind of see the tutorials there. I have one that's like 8 minutes that just covers the very basics of any percent. So check that out, and yeah, hit up the Discord or if you're interested. I love this game. I'm always happy to help people learn this game, and I love seeing people try it out. So if it seems cool, then try it out, and if not, thanks for watching.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much, Lively, for being here. And Richard posted it in the chat, but if you have not followed Lively Raccoon here on Twitch, make sure you do that if you did enjoy this run. Before we break, make sure to check out Games Done Quick on Instagram to get bite-sized clips from all of our hotfix shows and to catch sneak peeks at what happens behind the scenes at our events. And also a big thanks to our supporters. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered here on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support our weekly hotfix content. So please consider subscribing if you do enjoy these weekly shows. Stick around and we'll be right back with Star Fox 64. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. I am your host, Smooth Operative, and you are watching Time Capsule. Joining me right now is the Star Fox 64 crew. That is Lilat R, Rakanai, and Safety Man strapping in for Hundo. Lilat, would you like to start the introductions?
Hi, so I'm Lilat. I've been on and off running this game since 2015, and I am going to be doing the 100% category for you, which we'll explain in a little bit what that entails. Got two people with me if you want to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Rakanai. I have run and speedrun this game before. I typically stick to 2K% though these days.
Right on, Safety Man.
Hi, I'm Safety Man. I play this game almost exclusively for score, and I'm here to experience what it feels like to go really, really fast.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to see that. So one of the things with this category is we need to be playing on Expert. It is a category requirement, and we need to get all of the score medals on Expert. So run is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Oh, thank you. So starting off, I mentioned that we need to get all the score medals. So what are those? Basically, in every stage, you need to get a certain number of points. And if you do so while keeping all of your wingmates alive, which are Slippy, Peppy, and Falco, you get a score medal. It's kind of a useless collectible. They give a couple unlocks once you collect all of them in the game, but overall, like, it's not a super useful thing. It's mostly for bragging rights, honestly. But as I mentioned before, we're going to be playing on Expert mode, and that has a couple implications. Do one of you guys want to explain kind of what is required on that and what the extra difficulty is?
Yeah, so with Expert mode, the point requirements are all the same, but you'll have to deal with extra enemies. You take double damage. If you hit anything, you are guaranteed to lose a wing, which will reduce your laser quality down to singles, which is very bad for this. And yeah, just gotta make sure stay out of the way of everything.
Yeah, another one of the things about the laser power-up is that this game does a pretty good job in making you feel like they're actually power-ups. If you drop down to single lasers, you will feel how much more times you have to hit the enemy or the boss to actually take him down.
Yeah, and I believe you were saying in our chat earlier, Safety, that single lasers do 1 damage, double lasers do 2 damage, and hyper lasers, which I'm about to get, do 4. So yeah, it's very significant increase. So we're coming up on the first boss here. don't blink. So I line myself up with a very particular spot before the boss fight, and I'm going to shoot out the boss's leg and shoot him in the back, and he's dead.
That was a boss?
Apparently.
Boss.
Just wait. You'll see it done faster later.
I guess Mirror, did I not see a hit plus 10 come out of it?
I hope you saw a hit plus 10 come out of it, because if not, I didn't get the medal.
We might be in trouble.
Something that's worth noting, and you'll see it on the next level, is your numbers in your score in the top left actually indicate when you've gotten the score medal versus when you haven't yet. If you hit that score threshold, which in Corneria I don't think we stated was 150, and all of your wingmates are not alive, then you basically are not on track to get that medal, and thus you probably screwed up, unless you're on one particular level. But I guess we didn't really explain any of the scoring mechanics, so Safety, do you kind of want to go into that?
Yeah, I'll do that. So since I play this game a lot for score, pretty much every enemy on the screen is, if you shoot them down with lasers or bombs, will give you 1 point. If you ever noticed, in this game, they introduced the charge shot mechanic, which is a green mark bomb that you can lock on. If that bomb splashes or any enemies are caught in that area of effect, you'll get an extra point. It will say hit plus in the number of enemies that actually splash. And then there are some enemies in that offer a guaranteed hit plus bonus that's counted exclusively from that. I think one of them's coming up, that grasshopper that's jumping. Or maybe?
No, that one doesn't.
Oh, doesn't? Okay.
Usually only see a hit plus 1 on that one because the rock below it, for some reason, has a hitbox and counts as an enemy. We don't know why.
Yeah, so this level is very long and very filled with downtime. It's very traditional for games like this, for at least when I'm compared to Sonic. You go through Green Hill, you go really fast, and then they throw Marble Zone, where they just make you go really slow. Meteor is kind of like the game's Marble Zone, where you're just kind of flying through space, enjoying the scenery. Not a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah. One thing about charge shots as well, that the game manual doesn't tell you, and I don't know why you would ever try this, but if you hold Z and R at the same time, yes, I know I just said Z, deal with it.
What's a Z?
It's the last letter of the alphabets, pronounced correctly. But if you do that, it will keep the charge shot from locking onto anything, and we actually use that pretty constantly. Like, I'm almost always holding those buttons. Okay. That is a place I don't think I've ever lost my wings before. That was interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately, misses the wing repair as well, but should be fine.
Yeah, so as you can see, I'm not flying straight. It makes it a little bit more difficult to fly, and yeah, this creates some issues for the next stage for sure. Because your laser power-ups and everything, I don't know if you noticed, but at the start of this level, sorry Buzz, they carried over, and yeah, it's probably going to cause some issues, but I'd actually, no, I'm not going to do a reroute.
Alright, so coming up,
Photosensitivity warning.
Yeah, that. Lila's going to be trying to fly through 7 rings to go through the warp. Fairly a lot harder to do when you have broken wings.
Yeah, I might miss this, in which case these guys are probably going to flame me.
Oh,
Hey, we don't have to flame you.
The reverse commentator's curse. So the score, the medal requirement for this level is 200, which is very easy if you go through this warp. I think this warp has like over 300 points you can get from it. And almost nothing in this warp tries to kill you, or at least actively tries to kill you. They're just kind of there to, hey look, some flashy glowy stuff that you can shoot.
Hey, you might be able to get double lasers back. Hopefully.
Yeah, so these groups of enemies here, if you destroy all of them, they give you a specific power-up, and it's always consistent, and that one there always gives you the laser. I think the other one of them gives you a bomb, and the other one gives you a silver ring.
Yeah, the first and last give a silver ring.
Just coming up on the 200 mark. We're gonna turn red, and we'll get the medal.
And you can more easily tell that the numbers are not vertically aligned. The number 4 is lower, I believe the number 6 is higher, 5 is higher on the screen in the top left.
Because I always forget about it until you mention it, and then I hate my life.
Sucker! Shoutouts to CMM who pointed that out to me for the first time.
I don't think I can play this game in the same way ever again.
Nope. No, as soon as people see it, they can't unsee it. You're welcome, everybody. I am a bit color deficient, by the way, so if I say the wrong color, that's why.
Good luck.
So Katina introduces a bit of a new mechanic that, I mean, technically we saw for the boss of Corneria, but we didn't really see it, and that's all range mode. This is, I believe it's a new mode. I haven't actually played Star Fox 1, and Star Fox 2 didn't really come out, so I'm going to call it a new mode, where you basically in dogfight mode. You fly around everywhere, and one important thing in all range mode is the 15th enemy will always give you a laser upgrade. But if it goes off screen, then it goes away forever, which is sad time.
Yeah, and the 5th, 10th, 20th, 30th, and 50th enemies will always give you a gold ring.
Yeah, and then silver rings will drop randomly. More so on main game mode rather than expert. But do you guys kind of want to explain what's going on here? While I just say one quick thing. Take bets on when I'm going to lose my wings. A reasonable guess is anywhere between the current score and 130.
38. But yeah, this is basically Independence Day. This giant mothership has appeared, and after you kill a certain number of enemies, 4 hatches will open up underneath it and release even more enemies into the battlefield. This is probably one of the most volatile levels in the run, mainly because there's so much on screen, and if you do run into any of it, you will lose a wing, and you lose so much time here to it.
So with hyper lasers, pretty much every ship, all the enemy ships and ally ships will go down in a single hit. But if you get reduced to singles, it could take up to 1 to 4 shots, which makes it really annoying for 2, something like that.
Yeah.
It's more than 1, which can get fairly tedious, especially since he's trying to get a score cap or a score requirement, which is 150. And so what was the number? It was like 54?
55.
55.
55.
I can't drive 55, and need a cookie now.
If I help you again.
So it is unfortunate, but that's just the nature of this level. Things are going to fly in every direction, and you're more than likely to get hit by things. So what Lilat's doing is he's using the charge shots to try to lock onto groups so that you can get them all at once, and also get the hit bonus for the splash damage caused by the green charge shot.
Another thing to mention, the hatches are also worth 6 points, so we don't need to endlessly grind here for the 150 requirement.
So another thing that happened is that if you saw Bill realize that you needed help, so what Bill does is he'll send you a supply box if you answer the call. The supply box will generally almost always have either a bomb if you have double lasers, and if you have low life, he'll send you a star ring, which heals half your life. But if you have a broken wing, you can just 1 broken ring. No matter what happens, that power-up will always be a wing repair, regardless of how much health you have. And in this level, he'll generally send it when 2 hatches are destroyed or when your wings are broken. One of your wings are broken. That's what happened here. I don't think Lila answered this call though.
Nope, I did not. I'm gonna go with causes lag on that one, and it definitely was not because I just was not paying attention.
Right, I forgot we had to go fast. Oh boy.
Inputting the correct thing is difficult. Yeah, so Katina usually looks a lot better than that. I love how the one good Katina that I had was saved for practice. That stage is really hard. That's probably the hardest stage in the run, honestly. And once you lose your wings, it can snowball pretty quickly. But there's a timer that appears after, what is it, 3 minutes and 50 seconds?
340.
340. So on N64, probably about 4 minutes because lag. And if you hit that, that's like the timer's shame. I was probably pretty close to hitting that, but we didn't, and that's all that matters. This isn't a world record attempt anymore.
You too, Bill.
What would Livy say?
Livy would cry. Livy probably left.
She's probably somewhere in chat.
I saw her earlier. But,
yeah.
I saw somebody asking earlier about like going into first person and moving all around the screen. That's all about lag reduction. Another thing we do for lag reduction in all range mode is zoom out the camera. So you can zoom out the camera by just pushing C up. You can go into first person by doing the same. So part of the start of this stage, I'm just going to sit here and look at the not sky.
Up to 9,000 degrees.
Nice Dragon Ball reference.
Really dark.
Space.
I'm using specific audio cues to know when to move on the screen and go in and out of first person. That's probably the hardest part of the level. So if you have like a helper character, there's two in the game that you saw in a previous level. They'll show up in the next level and help you out in some way. So Bill in this stage will give you a laser upgrade, which is nice because now we're back up to full lasers. If you go to Sector X, which is a stage that we'll be seeing later because we have to play most stages because this is 100%, you would assume that you have to play every stage, but surprise, surprise. Nice loop. Anyways, what was I talking about? ADHD sucks sometimes, guys.
I feel that.
Yeah. There's another helper character that, yeah, you can go to a different stage. She has a theme song that I kind of half wrote, and if I remember to sing it, you guys are in for a treat, potentially. So Solar, the score threshold we're looking for is actually only 100, but there's not a lot in this level, and of what there is, we're boosting past most of it, so you don't even actually see it. So it's kind of hard to hit that score threshold. Like, it's not like hard, but it's one of the more difficult ones, I would say, if you're trying to go fast as well. There we have a bunch of groups of those birds, and actually, I think all of those numbers are aligned vertically, so you're welcome.
I just forgot about it too. Thank you.
Might be a pixel off if you're on widescreen.
This is the fire praying mantis of death. Is not the actual name, but I don't remember what it is, so that's what we're going with.
I can find out.
You shoot his arms and then you shoot his face and he's dead. It's pretty easy, boss.
Volcane is dead.
Volcane, okay.
I thought this guy was pretty hard in a casual run when I first tried it.
If you have single lasers, that boss is very difficult. Like, very difficult.
Yeah, you can really feel the power-ups.
Yeah.
Because that it just basically takes almost double the amount of shots to kill that boss. He is down. And where are we going to next?
We are going to Macbeth. not back in the 1600s, but there's a planet called Macbeth. We're going to be using a different vehicle called the Landmaster. One thing you may have noticed is the boosting method that I've been using in the R-Wing. We're using about half of our boost gauge. In the Landmaster, we're going to be using about a quarter of the boost gauge. I'm sorry, what do you have against Toast? But yes,
what?
Train Boss. There's someone in the chat named Guy Who Hates Toast. Toast is awesome. Anyways, sorry. Do one of you guys kind of want to talk about the Landmaster here? Because this stage is hard.
Go ahead, Rack.
All right. So yeah, as you can see, Landmaster, you're in a nice big tank, and I'm in a lot of pain right now from what I just saw.
Yep.
It functions primarily the same as the R-Wing. Have your typical laser and lock on. You don't get any laser power-ups for it though, so you're stuck with what you got. If you tap Z or R twice, you can roll. If you tap them both together, you can fly. For this, a lot of it is going to be just locking on. There's not a whole lot of unlock charge shots in this, just because we need to keep going fast.
How's the Landmaster, Fox?
Try hovering.
So, the score requirement for this level is 150. Are we going to be taking a good ending? Or are
No.
we going to be... No, okay.
So, in this stage, there are two ways of killing this boss. I unfortunately have to slow down a little bit here to get some extra points because there was something that happened earlier that was quite irregular that doesn't normally happen, and I have to make up for that. But, yeah, so there's two different endings for this boss. One, you can hit 8 switches.
Oh, no.
And not die.
Oh, no.
Now we have time to explain it. That was all planned. This stage happens like... It's a lot faster than it seems in this run. It's hard to explain everything in time because by the time it happens, it's gone.
Yeah.
There's too many small mechanics to go over, but I'm going to cause these guys some physical pain.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's not, it's not in my blood.
That section there where he bombs in a score run, you are primarily just breaking the entire time. Start shotting the air around everything. Usually at this point you're at like 78 points. So it's a little painful.
Oh, hit those two. If you get the perfect charge shot on that wheeled turret, you can get 5 points from it.
That's the only enemy in the game we do not understand the scoring mechanics behind, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't add up.
How's the Landmaster, Fox?
Also, this is on a slight uphill. So if you just hold your turret directly towards the ground, and that's how that was supposed to go, by the way, then you can get a bunch of extra points just by banking charge shots off the ground. Like you see, these rocks will take 2 charge shots each. Don't die again, please. This stage is actually really easy to die on. You take so much damage in the Landmaster. So I can't bonk on like anything. And as a safety strat, I'm gonna cause these guys some more pain and go like this.
I find the risks acceptable this time.
Have been forgiven.
I have 1 extra point. The score is very, very tight on this stage. And that's because of a reroute, which I was going to talk about earlier, but died. So this stage has 2 separate ways of killing the boss, and I'm trying to be really safe here because if I crash into these, they will kill me. You can actually kill the boss, or you can hit 8 switches in order to make the boss crash into a fuel depot or a weapons depot or whatever it's supposed to be, and kill him that way. By doing the latter, you end up with a hit plus 50. By doing the former, you get hit plus 10, which doesn't sound like a huge difference, but this stage doesn't really have a ton of points in the first half. The score run actually does the way where you get a hit plus 10. However, the reason that that's viable is because in the background, if you basically wait around for like 6 or 7 minutes, there's a bunch of enemies that will show up. I have to wait there to get the charge shot off that, or not. There. Just some safety strats for some extra points. So I've got enough here. So there was a reroute that happened because when I started running this, I found out that it's actually the cutscene that plays when the boss crashes into the fuel depot is 1:45 long, which is absurd. So in order to kill this boss, which the cutscene would start here, it saves about 40 seconds, which is kind of insane. Oh, I missed a switch. Oh, man. Oh, I can't believe I screwed up.
Well, at least you can take this boss out.
Yep. After we save Peppy, for some reason.
In this section, Peppy gets chased a lot.
Is it 4 or 5 times?
It's 5. Oh, here comes the quote.
Whoa. Whoa. Weird cutscene entry. Does it get the weird camera? Oh, a little bit.
Sometimes you can the way the level finishes. Fox will just drive into pillars. He'll just drive in a straight line and not be aware of where he's going. It's a bit rare when that happens, but it's quite funny. You can't actually die from it, but it does play the crashing sound effect.
You can also hit the master switch to trigger the boss cutscene by just bonking into the switch, by the way. You should try it. I believe, Brack, you've done it in a few 2K runs, correct?
Yeah.
So,
More
bad
than
ending,
like to
we're going to bowls.
It's a really precise shot, though. So I basically have to focus for this entire level, but if you guys don't mind going over what Bolts is, this is a photosensitivity warning for the entire level, by the way, so just as a heads up.
The beginning of the level has a very flashing lightning effect. Well, for this level, it's basically 2 phases. The first phase is you are trying to disarm this the base, protected by a shield, by destroying these 6 towers.
Hey, the force field is disappearing.
And the second phase of this stage is when the tower spawns a bunch of enemies, and then you have to hit a core, which has 8 panels, and the level ends when you destroy all 8 of those panels. But because we didn't go through Fortuna, we're about to be greeted by Starwolf. Makes his debut appearance in the... Starwolf is your, I guess, I wouldn't say Starwolf's a bad guy, but more your rival. Hired by the bad guys, so... And I guess makes him a bad guy. He spawns when you get 5 points after the cutscene, and then the core will spawn when he gets 10 more points. For this level, Lilac's gonna need, again, 150 points to get the medal. And in this level, pretty much everything in this level is just trying to kill Slippy. Whenever the enemy groups of the game spawns enemies, there's always 3 enemies that are programmed to chase and try to kill Slippy. So it's a battle against Starwolf, Slippy, and the clock. You try to go fast. The core gives you 10 points, or each core panel gives you 10 points. Hit plus 10 plus another, so 11 points. So because the core has 8 panels, it gives you 88 points. With Lilac calculated and done his math right, should have 150 by the time he destroys the last piece.
I'm being safe. Despite what my health looks like, I am being safe.
Another thing is when you destroy a core piece, it shoots a blue laser that you cannot deflect. So if you're in its path, you're getting hit. And that was pretty good, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, for having single lasers, that was really good. You might have noticed that I exited solar with hyper lasers and started bolts with singles. If you die, you just lose your laser upgrades, regardless if you're in a Landmaster or not. So.
All right, now we're off to Venom 1.
Here we come.
This is a fun stage.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones. Wait, what?
Oh no. What happened?
What did you do?
Grand Pooh Bear strikes again.
I mean,
You gotta be kidding me.
I guess I just
I just slammed my desk. I didn't think it would happen.
again
Good luck.
All right,
didn't
time to start
stop
over.
your
Let's
foot
go.
or anything like that.
Okay, well,
All right, well,
this is
attempt
fine.
number 2, I guess.
Oh, yeah, well, we just lost the run. Sorry, folks. We're gonna try
Oh
again.
yeah, by the way, photosensitivity warning is done. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a fake out. We have to reset the console twice in this run. Bye, Slippy.
If I don't leave.
Oh no, we're killing
Because-
animals.
Oh no, Slippy's dead.
We're entering Corneria City
Nice.
Thank you. I was hoping someone would say it. Yeah, just because this is a game with a bunch of branching paths. Oh no, Peppy's dead. Yay!
Nice.
We have to get to all the other levels. So, in order to do so, you have to basically either finish the game or reset so that you can go back to the start and then get to the other levels. Unfortunately, this game does not have a level select, so you can't just boot it up and be like, hey, I want to play that level. And the game will not put you in that state. So, the reason I'm killing my wingmates here, lag. So we're going to be playing Corneria, where we already have the medal, and Medio, where we already have the medal. And once we, because we already have those medals, we don't need to have our wingmates alive. Our wingmates cause a lot of lag. I believe this saves close to 10 seconds to kill your wingmates just out of lag alone, which is kind of crazy. But right now, we've got a bunch of downtime, so if you need to grab a glass of water or take a stretch, do a bio break, you're not really going to miss much. Other than the fact that I'm asking this question, do you eat soup or do you drink it?
Both.
Why not neither?
Because then you wouldn't be consuming
No
it at all.
That's fair.
Since we have a lot of downtime, I think it might be fun if you explained Hoot to everyone.
Okay, yeah, so the shirt and the background thing, I forgot that I had the background on.
I think it's a little cut off on stream, so it might say like Oot. Or
Okay, well, it's supposed to say the same thing as my shirt. So what the Hoot is a wonderful thing. It is half of the sign for the log chute ride at Nickelodeon World at the Mall of America, which is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is where SGDQ is typically held. So every SGDQ, there's myself and a group of other people that will go and freak the heck out of the staff for this place because we're wearing shirts and we have stickers, which, if you were at this most recent event, I did not put stickers over hotel or event property and instructed every single person that was given stickers to not stick stickers on event or hotel property. So that's a statement that I'm going to make. But this year, unfortunately, when we tried to go to the Hoot was closed. Until the Sunday where we left, where myself, Kakusu Sora, who's in the chat, and Sikinar were at the mall and saw that the Hoot was in fact open. And I almost missed my flight to go and ride this thing. But it was wonderful. If you take a peruse through the media on my Twitter, which is at lilat_R, I don't post anything really relevant there, so you don't really have to follow. But there's a picture of said log chute where there is Sicky Nar at the top, about half of Sora, and then I'm just not even in the picture, and it's hilarious. Like, I got it honestly because it was such a poorly cropped picture on their end. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get in the spot here. There's a spot that you can get in where none of these enemies will hit you, and I love the fact that that's a thing. But in terms of the Hoot, I mean, other than the yearly event, we don't really do anything. We're not really like, yeah, my shirt says Hoot Crew, but we're not really like, you know, I guess technically we have a stream team and a few people stream under it, but like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's not like an official organization or anything like that. We did at one point do a charity event called Hoot Fest, which I don't think we'll be doing another one. Honestly, just because nobody has the time. And people would rather be supporting other events such as GDQ, which is a fantastic cause. So, yeah.
Thank you for enlightening us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, that is the lore of the Hoot. I'm going to give a photosensitivity warning and a vomit cam warning for this. So there's two different ways of exiting this stage. You either take the warp or you fight the boss. While it is faster to take the warp, I would rather not subject people to another minute and a half of boosting and nothing else. So vomit cam!
Thanks, I hate it.
Oh, it's so awful. I love it.
Is there a task of someone doing that, going through the rings with that camera?
I don't think so, but I would love to see it. You would have to literally spin the stick in a certain way because you're constantly spinning.
Yeah, when you go into first-person mode, your controls actually really don't change, but they're oriented your R-wing. So if you're upside down, then the up and down get reversed.
You're more cunning than I thought.
And we have
so this boss is fairly simple. He's got 3 phases. This is the best voice-acted person in this game, by the way, and I don't even think there's a competition. Yeah, so that
has the most personality, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I really like it when Falco's alive here too.
I admit defeat.
Because he goes, "Are you gonna listen to that monkey?" And he says, "You're not as stupid as you look."
If this does not work,
which is a way better line. That was a good third phase.
can't believe
that was real quick.
Sorry to Jeff.
Okay, so apparently soup being both eat and drink one. Fewer people said drink than said neither. I have questions.
I'm concerned, but
Complete on Slippy ship. Repairs complete.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the true answer did ring through.
Complete on
Yeah, it's not as divisive as pineapple on pizza.
Yeah,
Someone asked who.
Oh, whoops! What did I say?
Someone asked who the voice actor for this boss was. It's a gentleman named Bill Johns. He also voiced Falco and Andrew.
And he has 2 first names.
So was he just talking to himself when they were recording this?
Yeah, pretty much.
The time for downtime is over. We're playing Fortuna, aka Ficina, what it is actually called.
Oh boy, new level.
Kind of.
So this is another stage, kind of like Katina, just not as intense. Enemies will be coming out of the center platform there, and Lilat's going to want to try and get around 20 points here.
No, we got enough now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I no longer care. I'm done. I'm just gonna sit here and flip for a while.
So this is a, I don't know, funny trick. If you constantly U-turn here, you will just gain infinite height.
You're mine.
And if you do it correctly at the right time, you can pretty much be right next to Starwolf, who will be showing up in a couple minutes. Well, about a minute here. And they won't last very long.
Nope, hopefully not. If you're running the blue line category, what you do is you, like, spin around, like, turn by pressing, like, Z and left on the stick, and then you do 17 U-turns, and you throw 3 bombs, and then the level is done.
Ships coming out of the base.
Time for a bomb has been planted.
My timing's gonna be a bit off here.
Geez. Can anyone take care of it?
Actually, that wasn't too bad.
Yep, there they are, and soon they won't be.
Long time no.
And they're dead.
And there they won't be.
Yep.
Okay. I got scared when your score didn't turn red.
No. It waits until the last one actually explodes. I said Z, the correct pronunciation.
Indeed, the correct pronunciation.
Yes.
I'm obviously outvoted here.
An even number of Americans and Canadians in this call, so it would be a stalemate if we went into that argument,
Hey, we made it!
even though we're right.
Bob, take it easy.
Yeah, the funny thing about Starwolf as well is, theoretically, you can get, like, you can kill them all in one bomb. You might have noticed, but in the first bomb, one of the members of Starwolf died right away, like one bomb. It's because they crashed into another member of Starwolf. If they do that at the right time, you can get 2 to crash into, like, a group of 2 to crash into another group of 2, and all 4 of them die. I've gotten 3 of them to die in one bomb before, and then the last one flipped, and I wasn't able to get them, but yeah. This is Sector X. One's not too bad, honestly. I got the +8! Yo!
But yeah, this is one of the easier stages in the run, for sure.
I would say the easiest.
Yeah, you only need 150 points here. And we're going to get a good majority of them right here anyways. There's a bunch of enemies about to spawn in. Bomb them and watch the score go right up.
I think I detonated that a little early, but oh no, that's fine.
Yeah, as you can see, we're already at 100 points and we haven't even hit the checkpoint yet. So
yeah, we're not even really that close to the checkpoint. Like, there's a bunch of stuff right here as well. I'm gonna have to leave that one. I'm going too fast for the Butterfree. So the second half of this is a little more difficult. So you probably take more scripted damage in this than any other stage. The reason being is there's a fork here. We're gonna go left. Right will lead to way more points and force you into the boss fight. Left will take you to the warp. Taking the warp saves about 20 seconds over an optimal boss fight. A non-optimal boss fight loses another 17. Get through there, thank you. That was really close. When you're taking the warp here, you have to shoot out these warp panels. I believe they have, I want to say 80 health. And as we mentioned before, your hyper lasers do 4 damage each.
Just one more.
So I gotta shoot each of these 20 times. And keep in mind that there's lag, and both of my shots won't always interact. I tried, oh, shoot, photosensitivity, sorry. For the rest of the level. I forgot about that. My bad.
I think you got it in time.
Maybe, I don't know. Oh yeah, my mashing technique for this. So I probably have like the weirdest mashing technique. I actually will dislocate my collarbone to mash. Like, well, not dislocate, but like I'm double jointed in my collarbone and I'll pop it out. And it basically, like, I can mash a very consistent 13 presses per second, about. Like, consistent to the point where there's this game Mash Attack that they, I think it's OmniGamer sets up at a lot of the GDQ events. And a lot of people, when they mash really quickly, they will, like, it pops up with a bar graph for, like, you know, here's your time and here's your per second stuff. A lot of it will be very, like, it'll vary a lot. Mine is a flat bar. Oh, crap! I stopped paying attention. I lost my wings right at the end.
How could you do this?
Cool.
That sucks. That was entirely my fault.
Now we're gonna have to start the next level with single lasers.
All the single laser. If you like it, then you should have put a wing on it. Okay, photosensitivity warning is should be good.
Do we kill the tanks in this level? Because they flash a very bright red color as well.
Yes, because getting other points is hard.
Give me Flippy's location, Rob.
So the other Landmaster stage in the run. This is Titania. This is the laggiest stage in the game, and it's not even close. You also take a lot of damage here. I did die a couple times here in practice earlier, but I did practice the crap out of this level, so hopefully this should go okay. These big crab things take a few shots. As Safety said, they do cause a lot of lag, but it's 20 precious points we can't really give up. I need to focus here, so I'm probably going to leave commentary on this game too.
Enemy fighters coming at you.
Yeah, so basically, even though we took the non-bad ending, this level is designed to have you're designed to go here when Flippy gets hit by the boss and sent to this world, and we basically have to rescue him. So even though he never actually got whacked in the boss fight, the last level,
I believe the term is smashed to Titania.
Smashed.
There's a specific reason for that. But yeah, that didn't happen, so this is a bit confusing, because we do end up rescuing Slippy here.
He's just that inept. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, you know what? Okay, we're getting into this, because I need a distraction from all the lag in this stage. Peppy is canonically, I'm not even going to take any other statement as being even close to true. Peppy is the worst wingmate and is much worse than Slippy. There are several reasons. One, he constantly reminds you of your dead father. It's like, hey, I used to know your dad before he died. You're just like him. You do all these things just like him. He eternally, like, forces you to live in your dad's shadow. Like, it's kind of awful. Fox is his own person. Like, just let him be, you know? Like, I feel very strongly about this. Number two, he gets chased more than Slippy. Not only, like, more times, but almost twice as many enemies over the course of the entire game. The score cap here is 150, by the way. And you'll notice our numbers are still blue, and the number 1 is lower than the number 5. The reason being is Slippy, according to the game, is dead right now, even though he's more useful than Peppy. And also,
Is that you, Slippy?
until you save Slippy, you can't see the boss's health. Another reason why Slippy is more useful. Peppy doesn't bring you to any secret paths or anything like that. Oh, I'm playing the 1.0 version. Yeah, if you go into this boss fight quickly enough, you
Let
just
me get a piece of that action, Fox.
spawn the music. I'm just rolling around here because you have to wait for this boss to do his thing. Oh, I thought I got the glitch. There's a glitch in this where if the boss has Slippy kind of half clipped into the ground when he lets him go, Slippy will die immediately and just sit there spinning in a circle. There's a runner by the name of Lennon Free that has a really good clip on it. I think it's his #1 most viewed clip on his channel. Is this Jeremy McGrath? No, this is Patrick.
I thought I was a goner.
I've been lied to.
Oh, yeah, and Slippy's a mechanical engineer, which is a respectable, position to have, and I don't have any bias by being a mechanical engineer.
We'll head to Venom.
What is Slippy's meme per level output? Higher than Peppy's. Peppy just has one meme, it's do a barrel roll. He just says it over and over again. And honestly, he says the line that he should say in Corneria in this level. Like, he says, and don't take this as me admitting that it's pronounced this way. He says to barrel roll, press Z or R twice. Oh, my!
You heard him.
My capture software just crashed. Wow, that was a thing. This should only take a second to boot up. This might actually be a good time to go to a break. In case this...
Sure, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, this is going to cause issues.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. I think we've got it back together. Lilat, so if you want to continue, feel free.
Alrighty. If we could start the timer back in 3, 2, 1, go. I feel like it's fair to start it from the press start screen, so I don't get any kind of an advantage. But yeah, sorry about that. That was Elgato being Elgato. If you do own a retro tank, note that Elgato doesn't always play nice with it. They're both great products. It's just a heads up. But yeah, I think that was my unbridled rage towards Peppy that caused the crash anyways.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Should have gotten a mechanical engineer.
Talking about its favorite character.
Mm-hmm. Also, yeah, Peppy, when your dad was fighting Andros, Peppy just ran away. So I just like to point that out too. So we're doing Corneria 3. Basically, the first half of the stage is going to be pretty similar to Corneria 2, except we do not kill our wingmates. We want to end up saving Falco this time, even though we don't need the medal. We need to make sure that we meet the requirements to go to the next stage. So those are to make sure that Falco survives, and over the water section coming up here, there are, I think it's 7 arches? Yeah.
It's 7.
That you have to go under. And hopefully I can do that without losing my wings. You would be shocked how hard it is to do this without losing your wings while trying to boost as much as you can. Partially because that first guy will get in the way, and partially because like you're changing speed while you're turning in what is actually a surprisingly precise area. That takes a lot of practice to do. It doesn't seem like it would, but it does. So by doing that, you go under this waterfall and you'll end up fighting a different boss. Corneria is the only stage in the run that actually only stage in the game that has 2 different bosses. And no, I don't count Venom because those are 2 different stages. And then this guy is an alligator. Most of them are monkeys. He's an alligator.
The green monkey.
Yeah. We're gonna listen to Peppy and drop altitude here by flipping right over the boss.
Flag flip.
Swag! Get dunked on. Now pay attention to how quickly I kill this boss and kind of remember it for later. And it's not because I'm trying to show you like, oh my goodness, I can kill this so fast. It's actually the opposite. So if you think I can kill this quickly, wait, because there's something to show you after the run that we got approval for.
Oh, nice, you got the flip.
Nice vomit can. That we would like to show afterwards. I don't know, do we want to spoil what that is?
No, let's not.
And we despawn the ocean, too. After that cutscene, if you point the camera in the correct angle, you can point the camera down a little bit during the cutscene, so it shows them actually deloading the ocean in order to reduce lag during this cutscene, because the cloud patterns actually create a lot of lag, and it is random. It's plus or minus like about a second on all the Corneria cutscenes, and I think it's specifically Corneria is the only one that has RNG lag in the cutscenes. Exactly, the ocean's a simulation.
The waterfall is a simulation.
I agree, we got slammed during that shift, but you are, Thar, you are best donation, buddy. Thank you. So Sector Y is another one of the easier stages of the run. You need 150 points. I'd just like to state that safety on normal mode, which has fewer points in it, I believe... Oh, does it?
It has the same number.
Okay, never mind. But either way, scored with 469 the other day in this stage. 469. Score you need is 150, and he got 469.
I wish. Actually, 467.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure every single thing that I just said I got wrong.
No, it's fine.
But either way, you would have the score medal by now, I believe.
Yeah.
Or it could miss that shot. Coming up, there is a branch in the path. You can go up or down. It is both faster and better for points to go up.
I'll take care of everything.
I think. Yeah, it's also faster. I think it's a more direct route.
Escaping? I don't think so.
And then Slippy gets chased by literally 10 enemies here. It's a lot. This section coming up, I don't really dare try to shoot charge shots because the stage actually angles at in a weird direction, and charge shots get skewed. It's really strange.
We're gonna break through that fleet.
Only your lasers don't get affected by this panning. Probably because they travel at higher speeds.
I think so.
Location confirmed. Sending supplies.
Alright, so he's not killing anymore, but don't worry about him doing the skill requirement.
Something's up ahead.
Yeah, you needed 11. You only get hit plus 10 on this boss. You're a bit short.
All range mode.
What are we going to do now? We're resetting?
I guess we'll just add an extra phase to the boss fight. So, yeah, this is one of two bosses that you can get some extra points on, like during the actual boss fight itself. The two-phase boss, that first one had 2 mechs. I lined myself up right before the cutscene in a particular spot in order to get myself lined up with the first phase of the boss. Then I'm going to try and shoot a bomb, and there we go. Nice quick kill.
Cocky little freaks.
Oh, yeah. I remember during my SGDQ 2019 run of Redline All Metals, which is basically from what you're watching now until the end of the run. It's the same run. During that boss fight, Peppy just, like, beefed it into me out of absolutely nowhere. But what if I want to party right now? Why can't I party just yet?
I guess you're good for something.
Okay, so next level's Aquas. So if you need to like go get a snack, maybe like put some PJs on, get nice and comfy, that would be the time.
Yeah, this level is very, very slow, even with boosting mechanics.
It's a water level, you know. Game's got to have at least one. This is also known as the Hydro City Zone, not the Hydrocity Zone.
It's
Hydro City
Hydrocity.
Zone.
It's Hydrocity.
Oh, no, it's Hydro City.
Are we gonna fight
I
again?
feel like we've had this argument before.
We always
We
have this
probably
argument.
have.
All right, so if you notice, Lilat's on a different vehicle. This is known as the Blue Marine, or the submarine that was built by Peppy, or built by Slippy. Peppy can't build, he's not a mechanical engineer.
Nope. Which is a respectable profession.
So it has similar controls to the R-Wing, but the main difference is we don't have wings, which means we are not in danger of losing our laser power-ups. Once they're powered up to hypers, they're pretty much guaranteed to stay hypers unless we die. And another thing is that instead of bombs, we have an infinite supply of torpedoes, done by pressing the B button. And basically what happens is the torpedoes act like the charge shots in that they can apply the same splash damage and you can get the same hit plus bonuses. And it also has the same property as the green charge shot, is that we're only allowed to have one on screen at a time. So you cannot fire another torpedo while one is on the screen.
It's beautiful.
In terms of going fast, if you notice, if you remember, in the R-Wing it was optimal to boost to half, and in the Landmaster's boosting to a quarter. In the Blue Marine, it's best to boost the full boost meter.
This thing will never hold together.
Yeah, these columns you do not want to hit, and if you hit them, you want to make sure that the half of the column that falls is off screen. Reason being is they cause a massive amount of lag. Most things you'll typically want to shoot with lasers if you can, rather than with torpedoes, again, because of lag. You'll see me, any enemy typically that is by itself, or you are not able to shoot with torpedoes, I will usually end up just shooting with lasers, like these guys here. Sometimes I just kind of freak out and spam, but this stage, honestly, in terms of a score threshold, you need 150. It's not too bad. There is a major score exploit that you can use in this level in order to get a massive amount of points. And basically what you do is you hit the brakes and kind of abuse the hitbox of certain enemies or objects, such as those columns earlier in the level. And you can end up basically just getting a ridiculous number of hit plus whatever off of those columns, because when you hold the brake in the Blue Marine, you just you full stop. You don't like move slowly like you would in the R-Wing. So while you're stopped there, you can just spam the torpedo button on something that's like 2 pixels in front of you.
Yeah, and unlike the charge shots, the torpedoes don't have a wind-up, so as soon as one gets destroyed, if you have like that seaweed right in front of you, you can just basically spam the button and you'll get a bunch of hit bonuses if you're next to the right enemies.
Think of playing Super Mario Bros. And standing right next to a wall and just pressing the B button when you have a fire flower as fast as you possibly can. This boss is quite difficult. So there's 2 different phases of it. The first phase, he's gonna throw these little snakes at us. We have to shoot these muscles holding the clam shut. And while he's doing all that, he's shooting pearls at us. The pearls are a local cycle for the boss fight from when the fight starts to when it ends. And the number of pearls that he shoots out are dependent on his health. So if your cycles are okay and lined up, you're all good. If your cycles are not okay and lined up, you're gonna have a bad time.
Looks like they're lined
like
up.
That, where they lined up.
Yep. Very good fight.
The big dumb clam
Jean-Claude, yeah, the big dumb clam is dead. It's Jean-Claude Van Clam. So Lennon Free in the chat has a really funny clip on his channel, as well as the Slippy one in Titania that I mentioned before, of what the torpedoes can do in this level if you shoot a torpedo at something and then shoot it with lasers. Sometimes if you're close to something, it will spin in circles around the enemy over and over again. And sometimes, like what happened to him, it can like just go really, really slow right next to you. And you can't shoot another one for a long time.
All right, coming
the
up
next level.
Everyone's favorite level. Everyone's favorite level is next, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Best level in the game, by far.
Yeah. For the people that have played every level in Star Fox 64, which I found are surprisingly few of the people who have played this game. A lot of people didn't know that the red line route actually existed. Like, I've had people come into my chat while I'm playing this and playing Aquas, and they asked if I'm playing a ROM hack. But Aquas it's almost objectively the best level. It's got awesome music, that's for sure. And it's got the best helper character, whose name is Kat, and she has a theme song. And you know what? I'm just gonna throw the safety bomb. This stage, the start is very difficult, and it's mostly to not lose your wings. There's a lot of points in this level. You need 250. You'll notice that there's these searchlights everywhere. They give a hit +2 until you fly past one before you shoot it down. Once you fly past one, the game puts you in a state where you are known as being spotted, where they no longer give you a hit +2. And if you're spotted, you cannot go to Sector Z, which is the next level. It's not a great thing. And yes, Sector Z. Dead.
Z.
Fight me.
Okay.
Oh, are we going to tussle right now?
10 minutes.
Or is this going to be a curveball? I need more than 10 minutes to finish this run.
Neighbor spelled O-U-R.
So Kat is the best character. Here's her theme coming up in a sec here. Hey, it's Kat. Hey, it's Kat. It's Kat. And you are required to sing it out of tune, by the way. Just would like to state that for the record. That is on purpose. It's definitely not me just being terrible at singing.
Also, if you notice there, Kat got chased. Contrary to what people may think, that she doesn't have a health bar, which means she doesn't have a life total. She actually does. I think it was data mined by someone named Punk7890. Kat actually has 9999 life. So if you shoot her that many times, she will go down. And Bill, interestingly, has 999 health.
Now, while Kat seems invincible, you can actually kill her. In the next stage, if she crashes into some of the debris in the background, she will actually die. because it just does the max amount of damage, which I would probably guess is 9999. I'm not 100% sure, but anyways, we've basically got enough points. There's 4 searchlights at the end. The math does actually add up for this, but they give us 10 points.
Also, don't boost too much here, right?
Yes. I'm playing on the 1.0 version of the game, which one of the many handy glitches, A, Titania, you can despawn the music, and B, if you boost too fast into this boss fight, it causes a memory leak, and the giant ball and chain that the boss has doesn't spawn. He never starts his first phase, and he's completely invulnerable when you've soft locked. But we're gonna not look at him for a while here. This boss, it just takes a lot of bomb shots. We're gonna try and shoot out the 2 exhaust pipes first, and then one of the turrets. However, I'm gonna actually grind for bombs here first. His first few phases, the only way of actually hurting him is by using bombs. And when there's 2 turrets, that's actually the fastest way to grind.
Here's the only point in the run where we actually use the brake button. Oh.
So that was a worst case scenario. He was supposed to turn the other way and give us a direct shot at the crane, which you can take out in 1 bomb if you brake and look up at the sky correctly. But because he would have blocked it with the other pontoon there, kind of lost a little bit of time, but still a good fight overall.
I'm not gonna lie, I low-key kind of panicked when you left that searchlight, and I totally forgot Falco destroys it if you haven't been spotted yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, did you forget to destroy that searchlight?
Everything's A-okay.
Nope. Yeah, because when you do a score run, there's a certain searchlight that you just cruise past because you end up getting, 40 extra points worth of enemies that spawn if you don't have, if you're in that, you're caught state. No, the best death in this game is with the train boss, whose name is Mechbeth, M-E-C-H, on Macbeth. So Sector Z is the hardest stage to hit the score threshold. Not even really close. You need 100 points, which is like, oh, you only need 100. The last one you needed 250. That must be harder, right? Nope.
There are far less enemies here to shoot at.
Look at all the nothing.
What's the big idea?
Big, empty blackness
I'm on
of
your
space.
side.
Open it.
So first at the start, we're gonna fly around and kill some of these enemies, and then after we've taken care of a sufficient number of them, we're gonna go in the background, and there are these bits of space junk just kind of floating around in the background here, and we're going to take those out as best we can to get some extra points. In this stage, in a few seconds here, there's going to be 6 missiles that spawn from the left in 3 phases. First group is 1, then 2, then 3. Once you kill the 3rd phase, the stage instantly ends. Each missile gives 11 points, so we need 34 outside of those missiles. We've got 27 already, and we've got like 2 minutes left in the stage, which is like, oh, you're on track to like not do too badly. That should be all right. However, your wingmates will also go after these missiles, and they are like, especially in the 3rd phase, they kind of go after them with a bloody vengeance. And it's quite easy to lose. Oh my god, I almost hit Falco.
That was too close.
Yeah, that was way too close. It's way, like, very easy for your wingmates to steal one of them from you. So I like to have at least, like, I like to be set up so that I can miss 1 missile. So at this point, I would need to have 56, I believe. No, 46. So, no. Math is hard. 56.
Yeah, so in terms of getting the points off missiles, it's not who gets the most hits, who gets the last hit.
I'm heading for the missile now.
So you can damage it all you want, but if Slippy gets the last hit, then you're not getting anything for it.
Which our wingmates will always go for the missile on the left, so that's why we're going for the one on the right. We want to make sure that they damage the missiles as much as they can. See, Slippy getting chased, still going for the missile. He's got 2 guys behind him. He don't care. He's right after that missile.
All the fun.
Hey, it's Cat doo 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 doo. Hey, it's Cat doo 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 doo. It's Cat.
And now we have Cat to contend with. Shooting.
Yeah, if you thought 3 wingmates going for the missiles was bad, now we have a 4th. And the medal really isn't even guaranteed at this point.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty much a given I'm gonna get at least 1. Your wingmates don't really go after the one on the far right. So once I get this guy, assuming Slippy doesn't get him, that was weird, that wrapped around him. Then, yeah, since we got 89, oh, this guy's chasing me. That happens every once in a while, an enemy will chase you while you're trying to go for the missile. So Cat is so aggressive with these things that by the time they actually show on the map, she's already got it like half dead.
Yeah, and unlike you, they're not bound by map boundaries. They can fly off as far as they want to.
Now, oddly enough, I think the score that I just got there was like,
You're on your own. Good luck, little
is that top 25 in the
me check.
scoreboards?
Let me check.
Because I think I got 123. So yeah, like, you can use that as a guide. Like, the speedrun is actually very similar to the score run for this. Like, you'll use more charge shots in the score run, but
Don't worry.
yeah, like it's fairly similar. Like, you're gonna go for the space junk in the background as well.
123 is 16th place on the leaderboard.
Yeah,
The highest score being 172 by Kaio Nintendo 2.
Kaio Nintendo 2 deserves a huge shout out because he is an absolutely insane score runner. As you said before, I don't remember if it was before this or not, but you've seen him grind Sector Y for 8 hours and not even hit the checkpoint.
That takes dedication.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of dedication.
Alright, everyone's first or second favorite level coming up.
Area 6. This level is probably the highest scoring level potential in the game.
Well, in the run, for sure.
Yeah. So you need 300 points to get the medal here, but luckily there's a lot of stuff to shoot.
Yeah, see, I've almost got 100 and we barely started, so... yeah, I'm gonna let you guys handle the commentary for this because I gotta focus.
Yeah, so these satellites, they give you a hit, always give you a hit +3 when you destroy them, so that means you'll get 4 points each. So right now he's going through a part where there's a bunch of missiles. This is all scripted. And then now the enemy missiles, he's gonna fire a bomb, take them all out. And right now Peppy is going to get chased by a bunch of I want to say homing missiles. You can answer them.
If you want to score attack this level, you'll want to try and shoot some charge shots at him directly to try and blow them up to get some extra points.
Which is why this is my favorite level, is because in the score run, you literally shoot Peppy.
Very similar to why Zonus is my favorite level, because you shoot Slippy a couple times for points.
Really?
Yep.
Sorry, Buzz.
I like Venom 1 because in order to score on the level, all your teammates must be dead.
It's also great, from what I've been told.
Sorry, Buzz.
They've broken through the first line.
Is that the name of those butterfrees? Or beautiful eyes?
I have no idea. I just told Kakusu Sora that I would say that.
Hold on, I will find out the name of them.
Yeah, like, even if you run this game, like, nobody really knows the name of, like, all the enemies.
They are killer bees.
Yeah, I wish we got more backstory on Cayman. He's such an enigma.
He's here, and there are no problems. What else do you need to know?
Venom's right there.
I don't know what's up.
That was too close.
What's his beef with Fox? Or maybe he was just hired for money. Like all of Andross's minions.
They're not that loyal. Pretty well voice acted for just random enemies, though.
These guys are crazy.
Oh yeah, photosensitivity warning for this boss fight, right?
Yeah, we got the big shiny laser coming up.
This one's different.
Also, if you full boost into this boss fight and you're dead center of the screen, Slippy will always hit you. I need audio cues here.
Yep, so you'll see him shoot a bomb just there. If you shoot it before the boss spawns in, you can detonate it behind him. As you're constantly moving forward through this boss fight, it will hit the 3 orbs on the inside, instantly destroying them, making this quite a bit faster.
Those tentacles are a bit weird. That when you damage the first tentacle, there's basically a timer that starts, and when that timer expires, you can't hit them anymore, and then he has to go to the teleport phase.
Yeah, then he'll reappear, and you'll want to take out the last tentacle at that point if there are any left. Unfortunately, the hitbox is incredibly jank throughout this entire fight.
We played dodge missiles, the form of dodgeball.
Yep, and again, we're going into cockpit to reduce lag here.
Gonna get the 1 cycle. 2, and...
no, he became invulnerable earlier than he's supposed to. I don't need any more audio cues. But,
photosensitivity warning is gonna be right now.
Yeah, this is bad, but let's get ready for the dance party! This might look really weird.
Bring it on.
Okay, I gotta get back in position to actually fight the boss.
That was unfortunate.
Put on all 3 balls. I like how Peppy tells you the shield is gone, you can shoot the core now. So useful.
You did it.
Yeah,
Also-
that's helpful.
Also, yippee, you did it. Ace the ring.
I appreciate the additional lights warnings as well. You can look back at the screen if photosensitivity warning's over. I also really need to focus for
the wolf fight
real quick here, and then that's the last part I have to focus on.
Yeah, so coming up, we got Venom 2. Right away, as soon as we come in, we're going to be fighting Starwolf. You'll see Lilat here positioning to try and take them out as fast as possible because they do come in exactly like they did from Fortuna Ficina.
Unfortunately, we don't get to U-turn 15 times.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more difficult.
See how you handle our new shit. Too bad Dad's not.
I've never seen him dive like that.
Oh, this is good.
You never begin drug.
Don't say that.
Andrew taunting you while he's dead.
We'll just see about that,
Sorry.
Starwolf. You guys don't
And
give
Wolf's
up.
last.
And only we have Wolf left.
There's one more to go.
Hold your breath.
And they're all dead.
That was good.
Don't believe it.
Everybody hold your breath.
I'll go it alone.
And
I thought I was going to crash into the pillar before the cutscene. Soft lock! Soft lock! Soft lock! Aw.
Yeah, if you enter that cutscene at the right angle and the right speed, you will endlessly just loop around the hole there and not enter it, and it will soft lock the game sometimes.
I've done it once. It's glorious. I wasn't on
never
PvP
done it.
pace, but I would like to imagine I was at the time. If I'm gonna lose a run to anything, I would love that.
Foolish to come against me.
Foolish to come against me.
Yeah. I posted, again, there's a link to it on my Twitter, but a video of a Starwolf I got yesterday, which I would not be surprised if that was the fastest Starwolf that had ever been done by a human. It was pretty nuts. It was, the last one was dead 18 seconds after they spawned.
Yeah, it was an insane amount of RNG. None of them flipped. They all went in a pretty uniform pattern. Absolutely beautiful.
First phase of Andross is trivial. Second phase, what you do is you do a loop, shoot a bomb, shoot him, and then he will always spawn behind you. So you just shoot him in the back of the brain and he's dead.
Yep. He turned right once and he's gone.
Yep.
Something about Nintendo brains and activating a self-destruct sequence, and you must get out of the place and potentially save or kill the animals.
I like that scream that he just did.
It's a shame we can't hear it all the time.
Don't ever give up, my son.
Father?
Yeah, and this is the escape sequence. So this is pretty close to the end of the run. We got about 45 seconds left. And time is going to be when I exit the tunnel. I didn't mean to be holding the boost there. I wasn't paying attention.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh, Reggie.
This way, Fox.
If you ever notice, half these quotes, Peppy stole them from James.
Yeah. Another reason why he sucks. And unfortunately, for some reason, there's a kill Slippy category and not a kill Peppy category.
We can fix that.
I'm sure we can. I also have to mention one thing, because James McLeod is one of the worst fathers in all video game histories.
Oh, you're right.
Dying and leaving his son Fox with an 80-year mortgage on the Great Fox. A debt he's still trying to repay. Probably the only reason that he's a mercenary right now. He was forced into this life.
GG.
Yep, Fox was forced into this life. But luckily, we got him some money, which was the total score that we got times 64. That's why I got a bunch of extra points on the last level. And by the way, I don't think we mentioned the score on this level, but if you kill Starwolf quickly, it's trivial. You need 200. And if you kill them quickly, you end up with a default at 227 across the level, just based off how many points Andross will always give you. Yep. If you take too long to kill them, I don't know how long the timer is until they give you less points, but they'll give you 30 and then 10 and then 5 and then... Do they go to 3?
It goes down, yeah, it goes all the way down to nothing, no bonus. So.
Oh, okay.
And if you're crazy like Rakanai, you can grind them out for over 300 points.
I believe Rack has the record in that level.
Yep, 343. Yes. And then I had a 348, but I never saved the VOD of it. But
343, wow, you must love Halo.
That was actually the meme, because it was the only good thing that 343 ever mattered.
Wow, that's funny.
Oh, look, Kat decided to join us on her way back.
I just want to point something out. Women are very underrepresented in the Star Fox universe. There's basically only Kat and Crystal. There are other lower, like, side characters that are there, but it's pretty much only those two that get the spotlight. And in later games, they did a decent job of rectifying that, especially in Command. Although that did kind of get retconned. But what doesn't do a bad job of representing women is Frame Fatale's Marathon, Flame Fatales, August 21st through 27th. Here. That wasn't my job to advertise that.
No, you are correct, though. It is coming up August 21st through the 27th. You can type !FF in the chat or go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatales for more info on the schedule, and prizes are also open for the event if you'd like to submit one of those. How are we feeling for task commentary?
There's one thing I'd like to show first. It would take pretty quick.
Yeah, no worries. Go for it.
So I'm going to reset here real quick. And there's a code that I'm going to load up, and hopefully my capture doesn't crash when I do this. So you might have noticed the script that I just loaded up was killslippy.txt. So we're going to kill Slippy, obviously. Doing this on main game, because why not? But this is a special mod of the game using a GameShark code developed by Drazzle100. And I don't know if anybody else was involved, but it's specifically for Kill Slippy. So the record for this is 12.6 seconds. I'm not going to hit that. You don't have to put up a timer. But I'm just going to go in 3, 2, 1, go. So Slippy, little known thing, spawns actually on the far left side of the screen a lot earlier than it seems like he would, like there. I'm getting rid of you, Slippy. Bye.
And the level's immediately over now that you killed him.
And the level's done. And I don't know if you saw it briefly, but Slippy had an infinitely long health bar.
Only complete, though.
Yep. It's the quote-unquote bad ending of the stage. I really wish it did trigger the good ending. Fun fact with this, though, Slippy will not respawn at any point. He's just gone for the rest of the game. Normally, like in our second playthrough, you'd see your wingmates respawn after 2 stages. But yeah, look at the freaking health bar. Like, it's so glitched. I love it.
He's become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
I love how he hesitated before boosting into the sky. Like, did I really just do that?
Okay, so I'm actually going to switch input sources here. So bear with me for a quick sec. But we're going to start a task, actually. This is a score task for Neria. So this is why I asked you to keep a mental note of how quick the run actually was. So we're starting off here. It's going to be very similar to how it is in the normal run.
Well, what's the final time for the pilot run? I didn't.
Slippy, watch out! Bogey on your tail.
Give me 1 second. I'll check with you.
I thought they had me.
Yeah, so as you can see, like, this is basically just, it gets every point.
Yep.
I can't see. Is it displaying on screen?
It's displaying.
Okay, good.
This is horrible.
So once again,
Yeah, so
using the charge shot mechanic to try to indirectly hit everything is basically everything on the screen for every enemy that flies, potentially worth 2 points. 1 for killing the enemy and 2 for the hit bonus you get from it. And so he's using charge shots off buildings, and sometimes he's using the charge shot will always fly a set distance if it's unlocked before exploding. Sometimes you'll see him use that maximum distance to hit the enemy just as soon as they spawn into it. If you notice, he's getting a bunch of hit +1s. You're actually getting hit +1s off this mech here, who's even though the body is still there, it still has an enemy flag, so even though it's not actually active, you can still get hit bonuses off it. And looping to get even more points off the ground. Okay.
And this is pretty cool. So you throw a charge shot and a bomb right afterwards, and you can actually kill those group of enemies like way off in the distance, grab the checkpoint afterwards with a loop, and then get extra points. You want to state too, this was not made by me. We'll shout out the guy after this.
But yeah, as you can see, those enemies that you just bombed and charge shot are back now that you've respawned at the checkpoint.
I guess I should be thankful.
So I believe the record around the checkpoint is what, like somewhere like 180, 190, something like that.
I'll say a high 190, I think.
Yeah, and then this broke 205, which is kind of crazy. Like, much better than is humanly possible. Like, these loops, all of these charge shots are frame perfect. And then he's tracing the ground here, you can actually see the wingtips. There's that effect that you get when you're near water. That popped up a little bit, so it shows like the water actually extends fully under the level the whole way. Then yeah, going the waterfall route, there's a considerable number of points extra that you can get going this way.
Where are you going?
The bomb you throw, I don't know anything about.
Yeah, there's like 4 enemies underground there that if you shoot the bomb at as you're turning, you can just get those extra points without going that route.
This last thing is kind of crazy too, because these underground enemies give like all these hit pluses, even though you're not hitting them or damaging them or anything. And he manages to get like, what was that, like 25 points off of those things?
Something around that number.
So yeah, you guys haven't seen this, but this is the revamped boss fight here. Going and spinning in circles outside.
Incoming enemy from the rear. Drop altitude.
And I don't actually know how he does that thing where he spins slowly, but goes literally inside of the boss's hitbox as he starts the fight. Shoots so fast, he let... And note how quick it was when I killed him. All the wingmates are within 1 health of dying. And then you fly right through Slippy. And your wingmates' icons like that aren't supposed to be popping up at this point.
We're heading out. All aircraft report.
280 is actually really good.
I was worried for a moment.
280's very good here.
You're becoming more like your father.
What was the name of the runner for this task?
Yes, so his Discord is War Hippie. You can find him in the score running community Discord. You can find that. Sorry, I'm just trying to look up his YouTube name. You can find that at hit64.net, which HIT64.net, not .com, .net. The YouTube channel is Westin Braille, so WESTIN space BRAIL. And he's been working on this task for probably about a month now. He's got this he's got this level done, and he's got Sector Y done afterwards. It's going to be a full game task of the highest score route that you can get. So we mentioned before that Safety got 467 in Sector Y. The Sector Y task is 569. So it's over 100 points better.
Yeah, and world record.
That's wild.
Yeah, world record is 484. Once again by Kyle Nintendo 2. In Corneria, the world record is 372, but done by a guy named Alan Victor. Really Brazilian runner. Doesn't really run much these days, but got the highest score on Corneria.
The task route is going to be it's Corneria, Sector Y, Aquas, Zonus, Macbeth, Bolse, and Venom 1. I think, is that what he decided on?
I think he's actually going through Area 6. Because you can potentially get 999 in Venom 2 by shooting Wolf indirectly off the ground.
Yeah.
I hope he chooses to abuse Leon there. I really do.
Yes, if you've seen...
Sounds like it's exciting times for the Star Fox community.
Yeah, and again, the speedrunning community is fairly inactive, but you can find anything for this game at speedrun.com/SF64. For the score running, again, it's hit.64.net. HIT.64.net.
No, it says hit 64. No dot. Hit64.net.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for being here to show off Star Fox for us. I had a lot of fun, and I think everyone else had a lot of fun too. Lilat, was there any shout outs or anything that you'd like to say before we wrap it up tonight?
I guess shoutouts.
Shoutouts to Hoot.
Shoutouts to the Hoot. If you're ever in the Mall of America, go ride the Hoot. Again, it's log shoot ride. I don't really have much in the way of shoutouts. Just basically the community. I don't think anyone in particular.
Alrighty, well, again, thanks for being here. And if those of you watching did enjoy the run, make sure you follow Lilat R here on Twitch, as well as Rakanai and Safety Man. All of their links should be here on the layout, so you should be able to check for spelling. And if you are watching this on YouTube from the future, make sure to go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you're interested in watching our shows live. We start weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, our host Ecdysis will be taking the reins all night with a spooky-filled episode of the Bargain Bin, followed by speedruns from the crypt at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I have been your host, Smooth Operative. That concludes our episode of Time Capsule. Thank you all again so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day or night, and we will see you next time.